Hello everyone and welcome back to another day of Gloomhaven. Sorry for those of you watching on stream for the slightly late start. Just took me a bit longer to make lunch than planned. And so here we are. Alright, let's get the chat app started up. There we go. Alright. Oh yeah, I need to change the title of the stream. So we're going to be starting with scenario number 9. Okay, one more sip of coffee. Alright, so first things first, we need to do our city events. City and road events here. So let's go ahead and just do the city real quick. I don't remember which one of these is better. I think I prefer to do this one. Nice, yeah, I definitely. Well, actually, I'm not sure that I prefer that one, but you know, it's fine. It's definitely the more valuable one in the long term. Well, in the really long term, not so much. All right. Anyway, we gained 1 prosperity. So we'll have a road event to do, but first let's start setting up the scenario. Make sure we didn't forget. Do we need to buy anything? We're level 6 across the board, so no more small items we could buy, right? To the best of my knowledge. Means at 6 we should have 5 small items for him. Yeah, which we do. Okay. Okay. All right. For monsters, Hound, Vermling Scout, and the Merciless Overseer. So Hound. You don't have Vermling Scouts yet. So this should definitely be significantly more challenging. Let's put it that way. So we'll stick on +3 here, but since we're doing a boss fight, and again our party is not really well suited for boss fights, it should be more difficult. This should increase the difficulty or decrease our chances of so easily completing the scenario compared to yesterday. Hound, Scout, Merciless Overseer. Hope his sheet works. Oh, come on. Am I really gonna have this problem with all the bosses? Fine, fine. Yeah, you can stop trying to load it. I've given up on it. All right. 6, 6, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. So I'm gonna have to go grab the boss's sheet in a second here. Physical one. I guess I should just have them the sheet or the stack of boss sheets near me if this is going to keep happening on TTS every time we try to do boss scenario. So the downside of doing a boss scenario here is, of course, that I do it. That'll mean we can do 1 more boss scenario before the brute retires. I had originally planned on just trying to retire all 3 at the same time, but the more I think about it, I actually don't mind if the brute retires, because then we can just replace the brute with a mine thief, which gives us a different and still interesting party composition, and then still transitions into this party. I mean, theoretically, we could replace it with a tinker as well, I suppose. We'll see. Either one of those would work quite well with this party. So we've got some flexibility. I mean, it doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to try to retire him, but if it ends up being that our path takes us through 1 more boss scenario, so be it. It's just I wanted to make sure I got this scenario done, because on our previous campaign we actually never did this scenario, so we kind of blocked off this path from ourselves. Or a little bit further. Afternoon, Isio. Hope you're having another lovely day. It's pretty gloomy here, but feeling good. All right, so what else do we need? We need boulders and large boulders. So we need 5 of these, plus 1 we'll put over there. 5. We need some bear traps and a treasure chest. Okay, so I have only done this scenario once in my life, and I remember absolutely nothing about it, basically. So it's another reason this should be interesting. I had a little bit too much sugar in the coffee. It's not as good. A little too sweet, which is a shame. Guess I can just put him here for now. All right. So what else is there to do? Any special rules when setting up? No. Just gotta go to the boss sheet. Alright, give me 1 second, sorry. Yeah, there. We'll go with Kef again. I remember this pronunciation issue last time. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. Like I said, I don't. I'm definitely not an expert on this scenario because I've only done it once before, and it was a really long time too, so I don't remember. Yeah, that's a good question. Did you successfully complete it? All right, so let's have a look at this Merciless Overseer. So the goal is to kill the Merciless Overseer and loot the treasure tile. What? So the treasure tile actually gets placed right away. It's not even real treasure. That's the worst kind of treasure. Fake treasure. All right, so he has 16 times the number of characters, so 48. All right, well, we've done 48 before, although I guess this 48 is going to be more difficult than the other. Oh yeah, Keith, that was it. Yeah, no, because it was Keith was the one we wanted to avoid saying. Yeah, Keith, there we go. Yeah, so let's see. He's immune to disarm, stun, curse, and wound, which means muddle and poison affect him, and immobilize. Um, his special 1 is all scouts act again. His special 2 is he summons a Vermling Scout. He attacks for an amount equal to the number of Vermling Scouts present. Interesting. Alright, so immobilizing him wouldn't really accomplish anything. Muddle is unlikely to accomplish much, so it's really poison that would be very valuable. Man, where's the poison dagger when you need it? That item was so good! We really, between the three of us, have not a single source of poison, huh? Huh, that's rough. Alright, well, let's start setting up this first room. We have 4 regular hounds and 1 elite hound. No joke. And the stats on these are 11 health and 15 health. The problem is that they have 5 and 6 movement, which means our rock wall is unlikely to accomplish much. We did. We actually did pretty well on this one. We have some people finally figuring out their roles' abilities. This was our, I think, 5th scenario that we have done. Okay. Oh, it's good that it's really a satisfying feeling in Gloomhaven when people start, like, when it starts to really click for everyone and you start firing on all cylinders. You don't deal with the Vermling, but it's a joke once you thin down the room. Alright. Yeah, I guess that makes this a good boss for us then. I wasn't really, like I said, I don't remember it at all. I was kind of afraid that it seemed like 48 health for bursting with all these enemies attacking all the time, but I guess, yeah, just the approach of killing the Vermlings works pretty well for our party since we've got a lot of AoE. Alright. Although, well, with the Vermlings having 9 health, it's quite a lot. We shall see how that goes. I gotcha. Yeah, the other problem is that like, if he does his thing where he makes everyone act again, that our stun is a lot less good against that, obviously, because they just stun until their end of their turn, so they'll still then go when they act again. Right, let's grab all our cards out here. I think that Cragheart's current deck is probably what we're going to bring. Excuse me. Where? There we go. Oops. Worst scenario is scary if you don't know what the verb. Yeah, it probably does include the Mind Thief player, I would say. I mean, scenarios where I have to play with a Vermling standing behind me are pretty worrisome. All right, does this make it unstable? Are people actually good here? Nah, probably still not that good. It's fine to keep it out. And backup ammo. Ooh, actually, backup ammo we probably want to be able to set this up before we go into the boss fight room. It's maybe too good to pass up. So what is one card that we could cut then? As usual, we're kind of at a point where we love our entire deck. What are the traps? Traps are stun traps. That's less good. Well, let's see what our battle goal is. I guess if we end up wanting to trigger a trap or something. I don't know, we gotta do a road event first. Hold on. All right. So first let's change this to a road event. What's the color? Okay, nice. I usually just, at this point, I've done enough of these events by now that I just always skim to the last sentence because that usually tells me which event it is. But here, obviously, reading the last sentence and seeing the barriers, I was like, wait a second. But yeah, all right. So that's good. I got a bless for everyone. Can be certainly helpful for this scenario. All right, so battle goals. Use no items, have one or more monsters present. We're probably not doing either of these, to be honest. Use no items for the brute. Never ever happening. I mean, this is one of the hardest, maybe the most difficult goal for most classes in the game. Sorry, this one. This one is also quite difficult. I mean, they're both 2 check marks, so fair enough. I find that the no items one is a little bit too severe. I wonder if it almost shouldn't even just be 3 check marks, to be perfectly honest, because it is an enormously handicapping battle goal. It's also quite random, because if you get it at the very beginning of a character's life, the quality settings are back. Nice. Oh, I keep forgetting to stream on a higher quality, though. My bad. I'll have to remember to fix that. But yeah, so if you get the no items at the very beginning of a character's career or campaign, then it's not that handicapping, but at this point it's just not possible. I did start recording, but thank you for reminding me. I freaked out for a second there. I gained 7 or fewer experience, or never allow your hit point value to drop below half. Neither of these is very likely. Our hit point will definitely drop below half, I think, on a boss scenario. But we'll try to gain 7 or fewer experience. It can happen. Not very likely, though. Gain 13 or more experience, or loot a treasure overlay tile. Don't really want to do either of these. So we know that there is a treasure. Um, of Lord. So we know that there's a treasure tile, which we have to loot to beat the scenario. But at the same time, the Spellweaver is one of the, I mean, is basically is the second most, I mean, is medium in terms of maneuverability. The Brute has the most maneuverability, so it makes most sense for the Brute to get it. But we'll try to get it ourselves. I mean, if we don't get it, it is a perk now, though. One full juicy perk. The Devil Augment full tank build, yeah. Some of those things. All right, so I think we're good. So we don't need to spring a trap, and the traps are pretty low value. So I think we will bring backup ammo in and take out Crater. Crater again is pretty much just specifically used on scenarios that have valuable traps, and I mean, yeah, adding stun to an attack 3 for Earth is good, certainly, but it's not guaranteed that we get to use it anyway, and it's still just, I mean, it's not really the same as like adding 8 damage or something, you know? The pure stun trap is reasonably valuable, but not that valuable, especially on a boss fight. And stunning something like a Vermling Scout, yeah, it's fine, but it's not very exciting. And just getting the setup of backup ammo before we go into the boss fight seems very valuable, especially as we are going to have to AoE down some Vermlings, apparently. All right. Well, AoE is the name of the game, so we want Fire Orbs. I think we'll take Elemental Aid over Frost Armor. This hurts our initiative for sure, but the advantage of this is that we get... Or should we take the Summon? Now, we may actually just use Living Torch as a Summon. The advantage of Elemental Aid is that they're... God, I guess we're never using the bottom of Elemental Aid, though. And we're not going to need the healing mid-fight. Alright, alright. Should we bring Aid from the Ether, then? Just as a summon? To save this, instead of having to use this as a summon? Summon is valuable in boss fight. If we set it up next to the door. Scouts have 2 or 3 multi-target abilities, is the biggest issue. No, I actually think I should probably bring it. Summons are very valuable in boss fights. And this gives, I mean, alright, so like I said, now that we have the bottom of Mana Bolt enhanced, we're essentially never using the top of Mana Bolt ever anymore. We just got much better top attacks to do at this point. So Mana Bolt is a pure bottom. Whether it's going to be a generic move 2, or whether it's going to be a generic move 2, or whether it's going to be strengthening ourselves, which is the most common use. It's primarily played for initiative and the bottom action. So accordingly, if we're never playing it for the top, we're never going to actually get to use the bottom of Elemental Aid simply because we don't have an initiative to pair with it. At that point, our best initiative is 26, which is much less likely to get... I mean, we can't consistently rely on that preventing that much damage when we go at 26. Even though with a whole bunch of scouts in the scenario, obviously this shield would be very, very nice. So that's why we're going to cut it, and while the heal on top is kind of interesting, this also provides a heal on top while just providing a more relevant bottom. Alright. Sorry, just trying to finish my 2-sweet coffee. I'm grimacing while doing it. Okay. Let's reset all our items. Items are good. We don't need to swap any of this stuff in. No. Alright. So, where do we start? Any of these 5 spaces, huh? Even if we do this rock wall, almost all of them still make it to us. I guess the advantage of doing this rock wall is that we can hunker down? No. Can do this rock wall. We don't do any damage with this, but this sets up a more defensible position for us. It's tempting. If we do this, we have to take damage on one of our allies. But it's probably worth it. Yeah, right. We can't start in the corner, so we would have to move there. Alright, I guess that's fine. So the point is, I mean, we almost always want to try to use Rock Slide to do some combination of preventing enemy attacks and dealing damage. Here, though, if we deal damage to them, we're never preventing any attacks. They have 5 and 6 movement, respectively, so it's just way too much movement in this small of a room with no natural choke points in order to be able to do something where we deal damage to them and set up defenses. Like doing Rock Slide like this does 6 damage, but since they have 5 movement, this one, for example, goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Heck. Just getting spam with updates. So it always, I mean, basically all of them hit all of us anyway, except maybe this one, unless they get minus movement, which can happen, but I don't really want to count on that as my justification for my play. Now, admittedly, I'm still doing 6 damage, which is not bad, but I'd rather try to do something a little bit more, a little bit safer. Which means the best bet is trying to set up a situation where they only have one entrance, so we can fight with only one of them attacking at a time, which is very valuable, actually. So this always means using a corner. So like this works, actually. That gets damaged. That's, I guess, the best. Yeah, I don't see... Yeah, because we could do like this, or like this, basically. But this just gets us 1 damage. There's no way... No. Alright. So we're going to Rock Slide no matter what. This is basically always the Cragheart's question for the first room is how am I going to use Rock Slide? Just because it's so valuable in most typical first rooms where you're facing a lot of enemies and you don't want them to get on top of you. Obviously against melee enemies, the story is a little bit different. So we're gonna rock, rock, rock. The problem is the Spellweaver needs to get in there early. Because we can't start in the corners, this creates a small problem. Spellweaver could be here, but this doesn't really solve things because we want the tanky person there, not the Spellweaver there. So ideally the Spellweaver needs to be somewhere like here and then move further in. But the problem is if we move, we don't go early. Otherwise, problem is the hounds have a bunch of 19s, so we basically, I mean, 2 19s and some other stuff before that. So to go before them, we pretty much have to play Mana Bolt. I guess we just take 2 damage from the rocks so that we can use Mana Bolt as a generic move, and then we can Hammer and Potion Mana Bolt back in order to be able to use it again for a bottom action. So because we're actually going to move into a choke like this, it actually doesn't matter so much that we Cold Fire a bunch of them, because only one of them is going to be able to attack anyway, and we're never going to be able to stop all of them from attacking, even if we use Cold Fire. Now, Cold Fire can do a significant amount of damage, but if we go, since we need to move with Mana Bolt here, we can't create an element on the bottom. So if we use something like Engulf as a top to create fire, we would still have to use a minor mana potion to create ice. And I'd rather save our potions for when we're fighting the boss. I don't think these hounds should be too difficult because of our ability to place rocks. Just place them like that for now. We'll see in a second. So accordingly, I'd rather actually start with Flashing Burst into Living Torch and then try to set up the Cold Fire combo afterwards. Because otherwise we wouldn't be able to get a full Cold Fire. We would be able to get a Fire Cold Fire, which theoretically could be enough. Although it's still actually going to hit 2 things, because the Elite Hound will be the one to move up, and then we'll just be hitting, either 2 here or 2 here. And that's fine, but Living Torch has a similar effect, because Living Torch also allows us to do an attack 4 plus an attack 2, and plus 2 damage. So either one is 6, and Cold Fire has a higher upside afterwards. Okay, so how did this get... Oh yeah, it's because I set it down on top of something. It auto molded itself to the side. Size. All right, so we need to beat their 19, so we need to go at 19 ourselves with Kinetic Assault as a generic move, which we'll get back with a Hammer Potion. As for your Brute, well, the Brute doesn't actually need to move, since he's already in position. So I suppose it's the Yule Classic double range attack. Do we not have Spare Dagger? Do we want Spare Dagger? Yeah, I guess we don't care so much about Provoking Roar for this scenario, actually. I mean, the Disarm isn't very useful attacking the Hounds because they Retaliate 2 or Retaliate 3 anyway, so yeah, we stop more damage than that, but we do a lower damage attack and take damage anyway. And on the boss, I mean, disarming the boss does nothing. Disarming a Vermling Scout is pretty invaluable. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of value. Um, sorry, I'm a bit tired. Let's finish this coffee. Ugh, it's so sweet, though. The 10 initiative, just as a generic move too, is certainly useful, but I think just having another ranged attack is going to be more useful, especially with the way we're going to structure this fight in this first room. Okay, so like I said, it's going to be 3 rocks like this. Spellweaver is going to move to here. Cragheart is going to move to here. And Brute gets to stay where he is and make multiple ranged attacks. I guess the downside for the Brute is if the Elite moves up, we don't actually want to make the ranged attacks on him. We're not going to be in range to hit the other ones. So for that reason, would it be better to do it like this and to do the rock or croc? This way we don't deal any damage to them. We do create the path. Yeah, that's actually probably better then. So if I knew for sure that they would go after the Brute's 27, then I would rather do the rock or croc because I get 2 damage here. But if I end up having to skip the Brute's ability to do his double range attack, that's obviously much worse than just missing out on the 2 damage from Rock Slide. And on top of that, by having them move over here, we actually keep them more clumped up. We're kind of more in the same area rather than having the Elite down here and the rest up here, which makes it better for things like Cold Fire and Dirt Tornado. So yeah, I actually do think it is just better to do it this way in the end. All right, let's go. 26. So yeah, they would have would have ruined it for us because we don't want to do the 2 ranged attacks on a melee. I mean, I guess we could make 3 attack 2s on the hound next to us, but making a bunch of attacks into something with retaliate at melee range, not really the route we want to go. All right, generic move 2 with mana bolt. Oh no, sorry. First we have to attack. So first we'll attack the elite hound with the top of flashing burst. So an attack 3. Let's make sure we had everything all shuffled. This is a little bit late, obviously. So make an attack 3 with flashing burst, targeting the elite hound. No reason to use items or anything like that yet. Alright, so just 3 damage down to 12, and we create light. And then we do a generic move 2 at the bottom of mana bolt, moving to here. And we're going to use a charge for our mana potion right away so that we can get mana bolt back. Even though right now it's not giving us an additional turn, just the value of actually having mana bolt as an action is way too important. Oh, I can't start the brute there, you're right. Well, then I guess I had to do it the other way. Or I had to have played different brute cards, but I suppose that's too late. So I guess I'll just have to do it like this, and then we'll see what we'll see. It's going to suck because now the brute's not going to do anything. Oh no, but the brute isn't going to move then. Oh no, yeah, it's because he's here. Yeah. Well, I guess I'm just going to skip the brute's turn. Yeah, good catch, ECO. I knew that I couldn't start there, which is why I messed around with the stuff in the first place. But, I mean, I guess I knew I couldn't start here, not necessarily here. Okay, well, we'll just, since it's our own mistake at this point. I suppose it's actually just better. We haven't actually done anything yet. It's better to just redo everything. Just start from scratch. Okay. Well, anyway, we already know he's going to do this. All right, so we can't start him there. So there's no real way to reliably be able to do the 2 ranged attacks then, is basically the moral of the story. So if that's the case, what can the brute do on the first turn? Not really sure. We can go earlier and make a ranged attack. That feels so bad. The problem with clogging the gap with the Cragheart is it's permanent, right? So let's assume that we do it how we want, right? So we have the brute start there, Cragheart's going to be here. I mean, all right, so then the brute will do his 2 ranged attacks, Cragheart will move to here, Spellweaver will move to here, because we have to move like this when we create the rocks, right? So then the brute gets to use ranged attacks, but we can never switch after that, right? Because then after that, the elite hound is here, we have rocks here. I guess there's this spot. Yeah, no, so I guess the fact that there is one spot in the back does allow us to switch, and the Cragheart can jump back here and the brute can move up if we go early. Yeah, all right, that's true. For some reason, I was thinking, I guess I was thinking of the original thing where I want to do this, which leaves no additional spaces, so then we can never switch spots. But as long as there's one additional space in here, it actually is fine. But brute can't start here, so then we still have to do it like this. So the Cragheart has to move here. Spellweaver moves here. Cragheart places rocks like this. Brute does his 2 ranged attacks. Yeah, that makes sense. No, but then we don't have it. Then this doesn't work. Because here we don't have the extra spot. Is there any way to do this then? Because if we have to place the 3 rocks like this... No, because if the brute's going to do 2 ranged attacks, he needs to stand still. Otherwise, you can just do 1 ranged attack. But 1 ranged attack we can do just by playing a low initiative at this point. Well, we either need the rocks to be here, here, and here, or we need them to be here, here, and here, or the same thing on the other side. We always need to create it so that there's only a single spot opening in wherever our rock wall is. This is the significant thing. So if we place the rocks like this is fine, but because the brute can't start here or here, brute has to start here, he can't actually do 2 ranged attacks because he can't not move. And if we place the rocks like this, the brute can start here and do 2 ranged attacks, but then we have 3 rocks like this. We have the 3 of us like this, so these 2 can never switch spots anymore without someone having to go outside the rocks, which defeats the purpose. Yeah, if the Cragheart goes up... Oh, yeah, there's only one opening there. You're right. If we put the 3 rocks there, because this is against the wall, there's only one open spot. And then the brute can move up, and the Cragheart can move. Yeah. For some reason, I was thinking of it like the previous over here, whereas the Cragheart went 1 out, there would be 2 spaces rather than 1, which is double the incoming damage. But yep. But if we do the rocking from the bottom, then here there's actually only 1 space because this is a half space here. You're right. Good call. Thank you. All right. So brute can start there. Cragheart can start here. Spellweaver can start here. Let's hope we get another after 19. Yeah, we missed 2 damage on the Hound, but it's worth it, like I said, for the brute to get to make multiple attacks. It's definitely better, I think, than just playing. Otherwise, we have to do... The only other real option we have for the brute then to make an attack is to do something like move this just to go at 17, and then make an attack with Bear Dagger, but this also uses one of our better cards, or maybe our best card afterwards, and we don't get 2 attacks. I think this is just better, even if we miss out on the 2 damage with Rock Slide. Alright. Oops. 26 again. I did shuffle. Just TTS things. Alright. So, same plan with the Spellweaver. I guess we don't need to... We can just do this the same way we did before, so it doesn't seem like we redid everything to our advantage, since this is obviously not a very good flip at this point. Okay, and as before, this, getting back this. And then the Cragheart goes, creates Earth, oops. Gains 1 experience. Oh, actually we move first, using the bottom of Kinetic Assault as a generic move too, which we'll also get back with the Ham and Potion charge. And the brute takes 2 damage. And we get our 3 rocks. Okay. So the Cragheart's done. Next up are the Hounds, or the Hound in the end. Since it is just the Elite which goes, moves there, makes an attack of 4 on the Cragheart. So 3. Okay. And then it's the Brute's turn. So from here we can only attack the Elite, gain 2 experience, make 2 attack 3s with our 2 ranged attacks. Okay, so 4 and stun, not bad. So 7 total damage and stun. Stun obviously being quite valuable on him because he's the only one who can attack. So we can just kind of leave him alive for a turn, which will basically make it so that nothing attacks us. Alright, let's end the round. So for now, Living Torch is definitely ideal since we've got the light. The annoying thing is we actually don't have range to attack things. I guess maybe we should just leave the Cragheart up here? Well, the Cragheart should certainly use Dirt Tornado. So what would be good, actually, would be if we can have the Cragheart go first, I guess, is risky. Ooh, Skewer is also very valuable here. Because we can actually hit 2 targets. Which is probably the only time we can. We don't have wind, but that's okay. That doesn't matter so much. They don't have shields, just 1 damage for missing, but getting the wound sooner is also worth more damage. Or you can go very late to run no risk. If we go very late, this one will always lose its stun. Then the Cragheart wants to use, like, theoretically Dirt Tornado on these 3, because we, again, want to leave this one alive. The Brute's going to hit it anyway. The problem is the Spellweaver needs to move up to here, actually, so we kind of need to actually use this as the choke point in the end. So the Cragheart can actually run all the way back here. Now this sucks as well, because then afterwards he's going to have range issues, but I guess we're just going to kind of keep rotating our range characters, like attack and move back, move up and attack and move back, move up and attack. So if we want to go very late and move up, what do we want to use? We should not have brought Trample. Didn't even pay attention that we brought it. It's a little bit late now. This should have definitely gotten cut. But we'll use this for initiative 72 just to move up there because we only need a generic move 2 anyway. So the Cragheart needs to go before our 72, but still ideally late. Could also just heaving swing, but then the Brute's not hitting anyone is the problem. Yeah, I mean, this is the issue of having the Brute in this party. The Brute is just not ranged enough. Could do a ranged attack this turn and wait one more turn for Skewer. Which Hound is going to move up? Will we still have the line afterwards or no? Yeah, another Hound will move up here, so we'll actually still have the line. So we could wait one more turn, which allows us to use Heaving Swing here, which adds 3 damage, which is quite valuable. So we hold off on using Skewer and use Hook and Chain simply as a ranged attack instead. So this way the Cragheart can stay where he is. But we still run into this issue with the Spellweaver and Brute. Well, I guess we can try to be a little bit sneakier here. Fortunately, the Brute having 2 sources of jump with a reasonable amount of movement does allow us some other options. We can actually have the Brute jump up to here and Skewer 2 like this, and then the following turn go very early, attack this, and then jump back in. I think that's fine, I guess. This allows us to maximize the damage of the Cragheart while still allowing the Spellweaver space to move up to here, which isn't blocked by the Brute or Cragheart. So we just need to move a tiny bit. We're using Living Torch. Well, we kind of want to keep this. It's basically one of these 2 cards. I mean, there's no world in which we're using Fire Orbs to attack in this room, so I guess this is fine. Okay. To Skewer on the second turn. It it is and it isn't. The problem with skewering on the second turn is that, so it does give us 1 more damage, theoretically, assuming we go before the Hounds. The issue is going before the Hounds, right? In order to jump and move back behind the barricades, we have to use the bottom of Fatal Advance as our other move 4 jump. So basically, this is a non-option. We have to use this, right? So if we use this next turn to jump back, plus use Skewer, we're going at 35 initiative, period. That's the fastest initiative we can go at. Whereas if we Skewer this turn, we can actually attack with a Mobile Phalanx next turn, which allows us to go at 17 initiative while jumping back with this rather than 35. And obviously against Hounds, 17 versus 35 is an enormous difference in our chances of getting out of there without being attacked. Admittedly, being here, we're only attacked by 2 things, and it's still possible that we get attacked anyway, but we're significantly reducing our chances, and there's just no reason to take risks. I mean, hey, Prototype, getting 1 extra damage on 2 Hounds isn't more valuable to me than trying to avoid 6 or 7 incoming damage. So I'd rather just use Skewer now. Thanks for the tip, or the cheer. All right, so yeah, let's go with this plan. 19, standard stuff, only the elite goes, the rest can't find focus, and does nothing. All right, so next up we have the Brute, who does a move 4 jump, which creates wind, at the bottom of Leaping Cleave, 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. And then we're going to attack with Skewer, which gives us 1 experience. What do we have to do? No, we're not doing ours. Here it's 7 or fewer experience, so we gotta be careful of our experience. And here we gotta loot the treasure tower. Yeah, you're number 1 again. Nice. All right, so we'll attack 6 and then 4 in that order. Each is an attack 3 wound. Ooh, so a 6, and then a 3. Wound, wound, and we take 2 damage from the retaliate of the adjacent one. Okay, so then we're done. Then next up is the Cragheart. So the Cragheart's going to use the bottom of Heaving Swing to add +1 attack to all your ranged attacks this round, and then we're going to use Dirt Tornado, Consuming Earth, which gives us 1 experience, to do an attack 3 Muddle Curse with a giant AoE. We're going to do 1, 2, and then expand like this, hitting 5, 4, and 6. we'll do, I guess, in that order. So I had to send my laptop to get fixed, so I did the next best thing when I had free time last night, play solo Gloomhaven, Brute and Tank. Ah, how'd it go for you? Yeah, so we could hit these or these, but hitting this gets us retaliated, and we can't reach this one, so it's always 5, 4, 6. In that order, no reason to use anything else. And we could power potion because this is 3 targets, which is not bad, but again, this room is not it is not a challenge for us at all, so 5 first. So 4 damage, 4, 4 damage, 6. We gotta love consistent modifiers. So down to 7, down to 4, down to 1. And they're all muddled. Which hopefully doesn't matter, but you never know. And we give them 3 curses, which should hopefully help a lot in the next room. Clear 1, 2 pretty well on scenario 3. Okay, nice. How do you like the Tinker in 2-player? Alright, and then we have the Spellweaver. So we're going to do a move with the bottom of Fire Orbs. Should we ham on a potion here is the question. I guess we probably should. It does give us an extra turn. The extra turn could be the difference between allowing us to long rest in this room. Gotcha. At the same time, not having the Hammer Potion for the boss fight, there's some time we might want to use Mana Bolt. This is tough. Actually, I guess an extra turn in this room just probably isn't that as valuable as the possibility of recovering Mana Bolt while in the boss fight. Even though most likely we're going to use Mana Bolt for the heal strengthen, it's still possible that we use Mana Bolt to move in the boss fight. And in that case, I'd like to have the option to get it back, just because that initiative is so important. Okay. All right, so we're going to attack with Living Torch. We're going to consume the light, which gives us 1 experience. So this gives us an attack 4, range 3, immobilize. All enemies adjacent to target suffer 2 damage. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. We're going to target number 4 because it should kill this, Although this is going to die anyway, unfortunately, but we can't reach this one. This would be the best one to hit. So we'll attack number 4, hitting this one for an attack 4, then 2 damage here and here. Yeah, I think that's best. It's just the maximum overall damage, even though some of it is actually unnecessary. I mean, I guess in the end, it's really only... By attacking like this, we're doing 3 damage here, presumably, and 2 damage here, so 5. If we attack the Elite, we do 4 damage here, but none here, no. So this is still the most damage we can deal. Alright, so attack 4 on Hound number 4. Ooh, okay. Okay, not bad. So 2 damage in the end. This is actually fine because it's immobilized. And it's wounded, so it's going to die before it can do anything. And so then this takes 2, and then we kill this. I almost never have to discard cards unless my Tinker is out of position. That's good. It's a nice feeling. Alright, and that's the end of the round. So now it is time to set up Cold Fire. As per the usual. Like I said, for the Brute, attack with this, jump back in. Time to Cataclysm? Just kidding. Kinda like to kill this, but it's a little bit easier said than done. It's also Sentient Growth, which can hit. I mean, I guess hitting this doesn't really matter, and we can't reach these two, unfortunately. Man, why does the camera keep getting a little bit too twisted? Massive boulder again. We could just hit this. Yeah, we just don't have range to hit these other things. Is the biggest problem. That's fine though. We don't need to hit any of those things. We can just hit the elite, which is next to us. There's no reason to try to be too cute. So what we'll do is actually use blunt force. We're gonna go after the brute though. It's a little bit annoying. Yeah, I should put that in the title actually. Well, yes, I do like to see this. So by level, if you mean scenario, we're doing scenario 9. If by difficulty, we're doing +3. we go. It's a shame because now I guess if the brute attacks, he's gonna get retaliated then. I guess theoretically the brute doesn't even need to attack. Do we have other things we could do now? Oh yeah, we do actually. We could just do a ranged attack on one of the. Oh no, it's the initiative issue. Yeah. So don't really want to get hit. If we're out there, we're gonna get hit. Oh, level of the party. Ah, it's another way to interpret level that I hadn't even considered. Fair, touche. We're level 6 all around, actually. Yeah. No one is very likely to get a level after the scenario. The Brute and Cragheart could theoretically, but probably not. The Spellweaver was a ways from it. Yeah, ECO putting it out perfectly. In a rather questionable method. Questionable grouping. So this sucks, right? The fact that this Brute has to. I mean, I guess the Brute doesn't have to attack. The problem is we don't know if the Brute needs to attack or not because the Cragheart has to go after the Brute. I guess I'm just going to use this. Yeah, we could do the expand attack here, but it's just pointless. I'm just going to use this, and if the Brute fails to kill that, I'll just kill it myself. Hopefully before it goes. Doesn't really change much. I don't know. I mean, there's no reason to overthink this turn too much. We do typically 2 scenarios each time we stream, although we don't necessarily successfully complete 2 scenarios. For a while, we were traditionally successfully completing one and then losing one each day we streamed. But remember, because we're playing on such a higher difficulty level, we also gain experience much more quickly than a regular party does, because we get 4 more experience per successful completion of a scenario than a regular party. Although I think that's actually relatively balanced out by the fact that we also fail significantly more scenarios than a normal party would. All right, Brutes first. Attack 4 with a mobile phalanx. We'll attack the elite. It's still worth doing, I think. All right, that's exactly why. Guess we were most likely to get a +1. So we kill it, and then we've got to move 4 jump with the bot. We also have 1 shield. This doesn't matter at all. We've got to move 4 jump at the bottom of Fatal Advance. And we'll move down to here. All right. Well, this sucks now for the Cragheart, who has not a whole lot to do. So we're just gonna stay where we are. We're gonna use the bottom blunt force, gaining 1 experience, and giving ourselves 1 retaliate. We're not gonna move out because we don't want to be attacked by 2 things instead of just 1. We're not really in a hurry. And the 1 retaliate will theoretically do something here. All right. So now the hounds go. Unfortunately, the muddled one is not the one attacking us. So I'll just do this one. 1 damage. These both. This is this, and this. And this one moves here. Because they do have 5 movement. Yes. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. And makes an attack 3. It's +2 if it targets adjacent to any of its allies, but it's not. So it's just an attack 3 on the Cragheart. And then it gets 1 retaliate. Okay. Next up is the Spellweaver. So the Spellweaver has only range to attack 1 target. We're just going to use Engulfing Flames to attack hound number 1, create fire, and make an attack 4. That's unfortunate. Oh well. And then that sucks. This cold fire is actually going to be bad. It's not going to do anything. I mean, it's fine. Like I said, doing an attack 3, range 3 stun is fine. This one's going to be dead, and this one's going to be standing over here. It's not going to move up. So, oh well. Yeah. We can actually move back. This way the Brute can move up and attack because we don't need to move with Cold Fire. Well, I mean, actually, both of us have range to attack this from here, but it's fine for us to go back here, I think. All right, we'll move back here and create ice using the bottom reviving ether. Okay, so the usual turn. Would we actually prefer to stay up here because then we can actually heal the Cragheart? No, I don't want to use the compass here. I've considered it, but again, we're in no danger whatsoever of successfully completing this scenario. Using the compass might get us through like 1 turn earlier theoretically, but between like maybe taking slightly less damage slash doing slightly more damage. But again, the compass is going to be valuable for positioning Vermlings to take AoEs on the boss fight, which is much more important to me than dealing with these hounds. This is because of this strategy, these hounds are just a joke basically at this point, so there's no reason to try anything, try to be cute, try to use anything unnecessary. Yeah, I actually think I prefer to stay here in the end, because then I can heal the Cragheart. Healing the Cragheart matters because the Cragheart's actually missing 6 health right now, so a heal 3 actually helps, because then another heal 3 puts him to full, whereas the Brute needs a heal 4, which conveniently the Cragheart has, so the numbers just line up a little bit better if we use this heal on the Yo Cragikins. We don't necessarily need to heal ourselves, it's not that big of a deal. Speaking of Yo Cragikins, what are you doing? I guess... don't really have any attacks, huh? We would have to move back then? That's far from ideal. Oh yeah, good call. The Crag is strengthened. Good catch. So yeah, it's true now that the strength on him would be a little bit worse, but I'm not even sure what he's doing. I'm sure what either of the people are doing. It's just annoying that number 1 of the wolves was over here. No, I mean, I guess that didn't really change much. Maybe we can hit this with an attack 2 strengthened. It's probably fine. Or we can move back and use Massive Boulder, but yeah, I think it's better just to use this. It's not a super exciting attack, but it's fine. And we'll use this as a heal in case we get attacked or something. Yeah, it's just kind of free, we don't need to move. Nor do we want to move. Guess we'll play these 2 cards since we're going to make a ranged attack from behind since the Cragheart's not going to move this turn. And then the following turn we can move up and make our bigger attack. It's trample versus balance measure. Either one of them is going to be a generic move too, so it doesn't really matter which of the 2 we use here. Okay. Let's go. Will muddle target all adjacent enemies, huh? Alright. Well, I guess in the end... I guess actually the muddle doesn't matter. Yeah, I guess strengthening the Brute is more valuable since he's already strengthened, so I guess we will heal the Brute in the end. Now, but it doesn't really matter that we didn't move back because we can still heal the Brute from here. But we'll begin with our attack. Won't be strengthening ourselves because I want the healing to do something when we're full. So we consume Ice and Fire with Cold Fire to make an attack 3, stun, targeting Hound number 1. We will not target Hound number 4 as well, we'll just shape it like this because we don't want to draw out our Bless, and that Hound's going to die anyway. So just on the nearby Hound. Okay, so 3 damage, down to 7, and not quite that, more like that. Okay, and then we use the bottom of Mana Bolt to do a heal 3 on the Brute, putting him up to 19, and strengthening him. And then the Hound goes, this one loses this one loses this. And then the Cragheart's up. So we're going to start by using Sentient Growth. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 and expand. So we're just going to hit Hound number 5. So this is an attack 2 with advantage because we saw the strength. Okay, so 3 damage. Down to 2, easy enough. And then we're going to use the bottom of Earthing Clod, I guess, to heal ourselves. Now a heal 4 on ourselves is enough. The Brute's missing 1 health. The Brute's missing 1 health, so be it. Don't want to draw out our Bless. I've been playing Mind Thief lately and seem to end every snare with Fortified Blessings in my deck. Woof. Mind Thief, huh? You make a lot of attacks. Do you not have enhanced Empathetic Assault? Alright, and so the Brute already has range on this one, which is the one we want to attack. We're strengthened. We're just going to use the top of Hook and Chain to make an attack 3, range 3 with advantage because of the strength. Alright. 2 damage. And we muddled him. And there's no point in moving anywhere. guess it's a short rest. So be it. It's our highest level card, but it's not really our best card. In the end, this Spellweaver needs a short rest because we actually do need a little bit more damage this turn since our allies aren't going to be able to finish both the wolves, and I would like to allow the card to start setting up soon enough. It's the worst feeling. Sunday I did 2 attack 14 with 8 cards in deck. 4 of them were blesses. I did not draw a single one of them. We lost a snare. Oh, jeez. That's rough. Yeah, leaving a lot of blesses in your deck is a really bad feeling. Without a doubt. So we have to kill this one first. The Brute has an attack 5 for that, but going pretty late. So I guess the plan here for the Cragheart is also to go late. We're going to save this because we want to set this up theoretically next turn. The plan for the Cragheart is just to go... Oh, I'd like to go late but before the Brute. It's not possible though. Yeah, alright. Well, then I guess we're just going to go early and we're going to heal ourselves and then move back. It's going to allow the Hound to come in, but I guess that's okay. Oh, it has Blessing on it. I think it just hit. Oh, you have Bless on it, so Strengthen, got you. That's what I was asking. Because if you had Strengthen, then you would have drawn through your deck more quickly. That's what I was wondering. But that's how you got all the blesses, was with the Empathetic Assault, I understand. Alright, so the Craggeart's just healing himself and moving away. So the Brute's going to be the one theoretically to kill this, except this kind of sucks because then the Spellweaver, I guess, is getting hit. But the Spellweaver getting hit, I suppose, doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter who gets hit. So, but if the Spellweaver is getting hit, then who's the Spellweaver attacking? No one can attack this. I guess the Spellweaver can just jump out and kill it. Let's just do that, shall we? Stop these shenanigans. So what do we want to attack it with? I guess just Flashing Burst is fine. Could use Engulf. Flashing Burst is better though because then we go before the Cragheart goes, so that, I mean, we're not available to be attacked basically, because this one will die and then this one will be attacking the Cragheart with Muddle. Alright, this works fine. 19. Them going 19 changes nothing. Okay, number 1 just attacks here, has disadvantage because of the Muddle, so doesn't attack 3 on the Cragheart. Right. So Muddle's gone. Cragheart takes 2. Hound's done. Next up is the Spellweaver. We're going to do a move 4 jump with the bottom reviving Ether. We're going to create a certain element that matters for anyone here. Not really. We're going to create fire, I suppose, in case we flip ice on our attack and somehow don't end up killing all of them. Alright, so move 4. Well, let's be real. Yeah. Grab this coin, and then we'll use the top of Flashing Burst to make an attack 3, targeting Hound number 5. Oh, really? We have 2 ice, 1 fire. We flip the fire. I mean, it doesn't really matter. We don't really care, but it's just funny. So this Hound had 2 life, so this Hound is dead. What was our goal again? The treasure tile. Okay. And we created a light. That really matters anymore. Enough except is 29. It is the Cragheart. So the Cragheart's just going to do a heal 4 on himself. And then use the bottom Massive Boulder to just move back to here. So the Brute can attack. Then the Brute is going to use the bottom of Balanced Measure as a generic move 2, going up to here. Gain 1 experience from the top of Unstoppable Charge. And then make an attack 5. Okay, it's perfect. All right, 5. I said 5 life left. Yep, exactly. That's the end of the round. How did oh yeah, I was like, shouldn't we have some items to long rest with the Brute? I know the Brute took damage, but he never actually got attacked. He took damage from the Cragheart and from Retaliate. That's funny. All right. So what are we doing here? plus C. Long rest gives us health. There's not really any reason not to long rest, I suppose. So we can do that. At the same time, I would like to pick up these 2 coins with the brute by walking onto them. Do we have enough time for that? I suppose we do if the Cragheart also long rests, which I guess also provides health and lets us choose a card, which is also valuable. So the Cragheart doesn't make it to a coin, which is annoying. I guess we can use our boots if we're in a long rest. Yeah, that works. And the Spellweaver can use the bottom mana bolt to heal the Cragheart, although I guess this doesn't matter if the Cragheart's long resting anyway. So I suppose the Spellweaver can just move, and then the following turn use 8 from the Ether. Alright, so let's move with, I guess, Fire Orbs. And we'll just play a throwaway card. Next turn we're playing 8 from the Ether as a summon, and throwing away another card, I suppose. Alright, so let's do this. We're not being very efficient with our turns here, but again, we're about to go into a boss fight room, so the most important thing is for us to set up and grab coins, to set up effectively, just to be fully ready, not to lose any cards that are really important for the scenario, etc., etc. All right, Cragheart's first, so we're going to do a move 3 with one of these. 1, 2, 3. I guess we can go all the way over here. Oh, it doesn't actually change anything in the end. But sure, since we're using our boots anyway. Do 5 movement, 4, 5. To the coin. Alright. Then the Spellweaver goes. We're just going to use one of our cards to move as well. Moving to here. Grabbing this coin. Alright. And then the brute does his long rest. Shields for 1. Nothing to refresh. And we know which card we're getting rid of, Trample. While it can admittedly be an attack 2 against a bunch of these Vermlings, at this point, honestly, that's pretty unimpressive. And does not compare favorably to basically any other cards we have. Alright. So, Cragheart's taking a long rest. Brute doesn't really have any setup, unfortunately. Oh yeah, but the Brute's moving to the coins. It's going to be further back when we enter this room, but Brute doesn't care about silly stuff like that. Alright, so what cards do we not particularly want right when we enter the room? We want it all, right? I guess a non-move bottom attack is kind of useless. So what is our plan theoretically going to be? To go from here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can go like this. Yeah, we should be able to hit something. That means we can hit up to, let me just count that again. 1, 2, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I miscount. Oh no, yeah, because we're going to be here. Yeah, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can hit this row with a melee attack. It's tough actually because this is not guaranteed. It's likely, I would say, though. Entering a room, this is still almost 50% of the room that we can hit. Actually, it is 50% of the room we can hit. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty safe. And we could use Spare Dagger here to be safer. But the upside is here, we're going to move 6. I mean, we're very likely to be doing a big move, so it would be nice to use Balanced Measure here. I think we want to do that. So I think in that case, we're not going to be using Spare Dagger. So I think we can actually just get rid of Spare Dagger now. All right. Obviously, this is very punishable. I think the... Let's move this way. I think the odds are high enough. I mean, a boss fight room with a bunch of Vermlings, there should be a lot of Vermlings, so I'm guessing that there should be at least 2 probably within the range of here. Alright. So we're summoning and playing top card as a throwaway. We're not going to get to long rest, we're going to have to short rest. So which card we discard does matter here. Both these cards are really important though, for different reasons, but I guess Cold Fire is more important. It's crazy how good Mana Bolt is though. Alright, so Spellweaver goes first, gains 2 experience, activates 8 from the Ether. And yes, we're summoning off rhythm here, summoning on an odd hand size rather than even hand size, which unfortunately does cost us an extra turn. But again, we're about to do a boss fight, so the added value of having to summon out trumps being slightly more efficient with longevity. All right, nothing with the top. Then the brute goes and just does a generic bottom move. Pick up these 2 coins. Here we do a long rest. What do we... Oh no, we need 1 more turn. Oh, that's fine actually. Then the Spellweaver can do a long rest. Oh, that's great. Oh, that means the brute wastes 1 more turn, but the brute gets closer. That's good though. This is 1 closer, which then we have 6. Yeah, then we can reach up to here, and there's no way we're not hitting enemies with this. Yeah, that's fine actually. I don't mind having the brute waste 1 more turn to be so much more likely to actually get the sort of turn we want. So I guess we kind of know what our combo will be. We're gonna want to do this to move the first time plus skewer. Plus balance measure. And then the following turn we want to use skewer plus presumably another reasonably sized move, which is gonna be one of these 2. I guess this is just... No, the jump is actually probably more valuable. Yeah, so these will be the cards we want to play in those 2 turns. So here we can just ditch 2 cards. I guess the card we want to make sure we keep most is Immobile Phalanx, so we should actually ditch these 2 cards now. All right. That's fine. Yeah, because I forgot we want to play backup ammo before we go in. All right, what are we ditching here? Probably Sentient Growth or Earthing Clod. It's almost always one of these 2. Yeah, I think it's probably Sentient Growth. Sentient Growth is obviously a better card than Earthing Clod, but Earthing Clod just has this one really nice action, which is always very valuable for us. We use it quite frequently. Yeah, I guess I prefer... At the same time, Vermling Scouts can poison, which does make the bottom of Sentient Growth maybe more valuable. It's actually tough. Yeah, I think it actually probably does, right? It's better initiative, though. But yeah, let's get rid of Earthing Clod, I think. Without poison, I think Earthing Clod is a better... I mean, it's certainly a better bottom action, and therefore is maybe more tempting. But this also can theoretically double as a 3rd AoE. I'm not sure we need the 3rd AoE, but still. All right, so setup turn. Oh yeah, we forgot to gain our 2 healing when we long rested. There we go. Yeah, everyone's at full health. So what is a card we're throwing away here? I guess it's probably just Sentient Growth here. Yeah. Yep. Okay. So the brute goes, does a move 4. When we go to either of these, I guess the straight line doesn't really matter at all. Yeah, so it's really no different. So we'll just go there. And then the Cragheart sets up backup ammo. I guess theoretically could heal some allies in bottom, but everyone's full health, so it just doesn't matter. And the Spellweaver gets to do a long rest, which is actually a nice help here. Kind of want all these cards, right? Yeah, I mean, I guess it's Fire Orbs. Even though Fire Orbs can be quite useful in a fight where we need to clear Vermlings out as quickly as possible, it's just this. I mean, Flashing Burst, the top, isn't as valuable to us as Fire Orbs here, but it's just our 2nd best initiative with a move 4 at 26, and we kind of need another move 4 potentially. So yeah, I'd rather just get rid of Fire Orbs, I think. Plus, we don't want to play another loss on odd. This kind of feels bad. Instead, here we've got, move plus this. I mean, I guess this is probably just not getting used the first way through, but yeah, we'll figure something out there. All right. Looks good. So, like I said, we know exactly what we do when we go in. Same thing we do all the time. You would think it would get boring to do this, but playing Cold Fire with the double power up is just so satisfying that it actually just doesn't get boring. It just feels so good. Something about it feels so right. All right, these 2. So the Spellweaver needs to go after, so that means we're going at 80. We probably want to drop rocks right away. He does have jump, yeah, so dropping rocks isn't a problem. Does that mean we want to go first to drop rocks? I was so pissed last week. My friends left me to take 3 Living Bones attacks, which made me lose 2 cards, while rest, which left me with only 1 card in hand. I hadn't used really. Oh god. Yeah. People got to be more careful than that. Obviously, the Spellweaver. I mean, yeah, it's just something you got to communicate with your friends then to make sure that they understand that you're long resting and you're setting a reviving ether. You guys are in the or your group, I suppose, is still quite early on, so they don't have maybe the familiarity with it yet. But obviously, if you know that they're gonna leave you high and dry, then you need to do a short rest, and otherwise they need to protect you or not leave you alone. Ah, you did. Well, then yeah, I can understand being a little bit frustrated. Then, all right. So rock drop first. Rock drop first. You want? Ah, classic. Is that you, Antares? Sorry, your group, I should say. I mean, I didn't mean it's you saying he won't die. I meant it was you telling the story. Should be going first and drop rocks. The advantage of dropping rocks is that we set up Earth, which gives us the flexibility to do a good Dirt Tornado or Cataclysm afterwards. I think that's probably a good plan. So what should we use to go in then? No, Prototype, I didn't think it was actually, you were actually in Terra's. I was just making a joke about this sounded like his party. Uh, yeah, I think it makes sense actually to use Blunt Force while going in. No, sorry, use Kinetic Assault, because if we use Blunt Force next turn, presumably with something like Dirt Tornado, but then we won't have the Earth. My point is I want to try to save Blunt Force for when we're going to get to use Cataclysm, because it's so important to get it for that. So yeah, I think I'm going to use Kinetic Assault here. I guess accordingly I could just maybe... I mean, we don't need that early initiative, we just need to beat 54. But yeah, that's not so easy. We could use this. No, this is actually just more valuable because it can deal direct damage. Yeah, losing our best initiative is not that big of a deal here, actually. Health Spo Weaver for... nice. That's more common than you would think, actually, the type of people who are like, yep, Spellweaver can't tank at all. This is something I've tried to talk about a fair number of times, that basically, like, the Spellweaver can take hits, you just don't want her taking too many hits. But, like, if you have 11 health, you have to take a hit, it's not a big deal. Alright, so Cragheart goes first, Generic move 2 at the bottom of Kinetic Assault. 1. Alright, let's read the specials. Special 1, all Vermlings immediately take an extra turn using the action card drawn for them this round. Summons 2 normal Vermling Scouts for 2 characters, 1 normal and 1 elite for 3 characters, or 2 elite for 4 characters. Alright. Alright, let's see what we got going on in this room, huh? There. So this guy's rich. That's good. This is a very rocky room. I guess I should have paid attention to the rocks there were. I mean, in this sort of room, rock slide can either be very good or very not good. It should probably be quite good, but we shall see. Problem is, with this many rocks, you have the upside of making the paths even more difficult for enemies, but the downside of being more limited in where you can actually place things, because there are less empty spaces, and you can't close anything off, although it is a very large room, so there shouldn't be too much risk with that. It's a weird little corner over here. The trap and a boulder just blocking off a little spot, but nothing in it. So. All right. Oh yeah, so there were 1, 2, 3 enemies we could have. Would we have been able to hit? Yeah, it was like this. Yeah, we would have had 3 targets. All right, we were fine, even if we hadn't got the 1 extra move. But it's always better to be safe. I mean, given that we got something out of it anyway. All right, how many enemies are there? Seems like a lot, huh? We've seen like 4 elites thus far already. Elite there. No joke, huh? regulars. One here. Oh no, cheese. Cheese! That is a lot of vermlings. More vermlings than I typically likes to see. Alright, so we've got 12 health on the elites and 9 health on the regulars. And then we've got the boss himself. We can actually block him off, interestingly enough. Although, well, that actually can be useful. Because then he might not summon. Well, let's see. Got a lot of options for rocks here. Almost an infinite number. Let's see what he's doing. Please, just not a special. Alright, that's nice. Although I guess, at the same time, did I really want that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he makes an attack 8. How much movement does he have? 4. Huh? And do the vermlings go first? What are the vermlings doing? Range 3, -1 attacks. Alright. I got a lot of choices here. A lot of choices. Fortunately, him going into the bear trap doesn't help us at all because he can't be stunned. Putting a rock here does help us though, because right now he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, but if we put a rock here, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4 at best and doesn't reach us. That's definitely worthwhile. So I think we almost always want to do that. Where is our spare rock? Did I accidentally place it? Does that mean there's one too many rocks in this room? No. Okay. So we can't place a rock over here no matter what. So this changes really nothing. We can't place a rock up here either. Yeah, we are unfortunately a little bit too limited in the end. So there's no world in which we don't want to do this. So he takes 2 damage. So that's one of our 3. Oh, we can place a rock here because then they have this path. Yes. So that's not bad actually. Oops. The question is, would we rather... It's tough. Placing a rock here does have some value though, because it's actually going to cause him... No, because they're going to just clear out the space. Because I was going to say, he's going to be back up in here. Which the advantage of that is he doesn't have anywhere to summon because there are no empty spaces, but actually most of these vermlings will have moved out, I suppose, unless what if we go here? We're gonna take so many attacks too. Yeah, I think it's just better to close this off, force them all around there, eliminate these 3 attackers. All right, yeah, so we'll place a rock here. Seven. All right, let's check the, so -1 movement, -1 movement with 3 range is what we're looking at. And the elites have 4 movement. It's all elites over here anyway, except for that one regular. So the regular has 4 movement normally. So 3 movement here. So it's never reaching us, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. So this one we don't have to worry about. So 4. Yeah. So this should reach. I mean, yeah, we go to here because this one will move afterwards. So if we block this path off a bit, fortunately we don't deal damage if we do that. If we put a rock here, nah, he always makes it to us. There's no issue with him. There's no way, so we can't stop this. We can't stop this from attacking. We can't move back anymore because we really wanted this. I guess if we move back, we didn't need this rock. It's an interesting concept. Because then he won't reach us. Then we can't get the free damage on him. Maybe that's okay. If we go to here. Well, then the Spellweaver is getting attacked, but I guess that doesn't matter so much. I mean, just by that. And then none of these can attack. It just makes longer before the other enemies get to us, too. So none of these will hit us. These 2 will always still get hits off, and I guess there's no way we can really stop that. We could have placed rocks over here. I mean, so we don't need this rock. we don't mind him moving up so much, I guess, in the end. What he'll go 1, 2, 3, which means problem is the downside with this. Man, this is a fun puzzle in here for sure with the rocks. The downside of this of him going to moving up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So what's the brute goes next, but the problem is the summon's gonna actually move up onto the door and attack from adjacent. But I guess if we go early the following turn, then it can move away. But the Spellweaver would have already had to free up the space. But I guess that's possible still. So that's interesting. I don't love it making a disadvantaged attack, but I suppose it's not the end of the world. So if we went here, what would we want to do? We do have line of sight to here, but we don't have line of sight to here, which is the annoying thing. So in the end, it would have been much better if the Cragheart was here and the Spellweaver was here. But there's nothing you can do about that now. I'm not sure which is actually better. I guess by going here, we get the 2 damage on him anyway. So no matter what, we're only going to get 2 damage from one more option. I mean, we're only going to get 2 more damage. Like this one, we always get the 2 there because we're always placing this. So by placing this here, we get the 2 damage on him. Otherwise, if we move back 1, then we'll just get to place 1 that does 2 damage to him. But the other advantage of placing this one is it's actually going to make it harder for these scouts as they come to get towards us. And we can still, like I said, prevent either of these from actually hitting us this turn by just placing a rock here. And this also causes them to be more choked up back here as well, which I think is good for us overall. So I think this is actually the best way to do this. But I guess then the issue, my question then is, does the summon not hit anything? Isn't this the bad thing? Yeah, because then we block the only spot that the summon can go to. Summon just has 2 movement, right? So that is why this is actually worse. Because I'd rather have the summon attacking. All right, well, never mind. Okay, so you're back up to 48. I think an extra attack 3 from the summon is worthwhile. And like I said, we should be able to keep it safe because we can go at 7 next turn with Mana Bolt, which is what we'll always do the turn we use Cold Fire. All right, so that means we're doing something like placing a rock here. So we can place a rock here, but that doesn't really change anything because this one will still go here. I guess afterwards, if they don't do range attacks, it can change something. But placing a rock here can also create more of a choke. I'm not sure that really changes much. I guess it can change how they move, which can lead to a better Cold Fire. So that's the next thing we need to look at. So let's say we're always doing that one. We'll figure out where this one's going afterwards. So let's see. The boss goes before the scouts actually go before the boss. So -1 movement, like I said. So it's 4 movement for the elites. So let's see. So what is the point that it would focus? Here or here? Both are 4. This one's lower. This gives this, which is lower initiative. So it's this one, right? Because here it can only attack the Spellweaver. Here it can attack the Spellweaver or the Cragheart, and the Cragheart is lower initiative. So the focus point for this would be here. So that means it's going to go around this way. 3, 4 to there. So it's going to follow this. This is going to follow the same rule. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that right? Man, monster focus is quirky. There's so many things that I forget. So, for example, this one. So I'm sure of this one, but I'm not sure about this one. So, like I said, what would happen is that this one will go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll have used all of its movement. But then this one will go 1, 2. So, like I said, normally to me it would go here because, again, here and here it's the same number of movement to get to it, typically. But and then here it allows it to hit this, which is lower initiative. However, in the end, it's actually more movement in a manner of speaking, because actually, so like if this one wants to go to here, it would actually only doing 1, 2, 3, 4 this turn to go to here. So then it would require 2 more movement. So it's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 movement to get to here because of the fact that it can't move as close to this as it wants this turn. Whereas going this route, it would actually go 1, 2, 3, 4 this turn. It would only be 1 away rather than 2 away from the point that it's focusing. Does anyone know which one of these it would do then? Does it consider just the amount of spaces it needs to go to the hex of its focus, or does it consider the amount of actual spaces? All right. Least movement points. The monster focus. Yeah, so I mean that kind of answers, but it still doesn't completely, right? I mean, because I know that, but so my point is, because it talks about how you can't get into the destination with the movement it has this turn, but it still doesn't change. Does it consider the number of movement points? So like I said, here it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But does it consider that this is, I mean, like, this is the path, not this is the path, and it actually just goes here trying to get to here? Or does it consider that this is the path? Do you understand? I'm still not sure that that answers the question. So it should be this one, even though in the end, the actual path that it will take will involve using 1 more movement point than the other path. Because again, its actual path, like I said, will be this, not this. And because it says to find a path. Yeah, I mean, like, I understand your point, and that's typically what I would think as well, that it should do this, but I'm just not 100%, man. Let's go with that. Let's not waste too much time on this. So I do tend to agree. All right, so in that case, this will be here, this will be here, without placing any additional obstacles anyway. Ah, but so we don't want to block this. Yeah, so that's the reason for not blocking that. Oh, you don't need to check the online quiz. It's okay. It's not such an important distinction here. So for you, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's the same thing. So just here then? Ah, does it? All right. If it does, that would be interesting then. If you can remember the question specifically. So I guess, so we don't want to block this anyway, which we wanted to kind of do this because we create more of a bottleneck here, but we don't want to block this because we need them to focus this space so that they all kind of move into this area. So then the only question is, should we place the other obstacle here or here? I guess here is probably better. Oh wait, no, hold on. Then, no, but then someone goes here and actually attacks. Because if the obstacle is here, oops, jeez. We just accidentally just spazzed out while trying to press one thing, press the million things. Oh, oops. Oh, we can keep that over there. So by placing this one here, 1, 2, 3, 4 from the boss, except not really, right? Yeah, because the scouts will already, this scout will have already moved here to attack the Cragheart. So then in the end, the boss will just go 1, 2, 3. Ah, but then the summon will actually go here and attack this scout, so that's fine. Yeah, so that actually works. All right. So we got 2 damage on this one. I don't believe we've done it. They have 12 health. Yes. We did the 2 damage on this one already. All right. Great. To begin our experience. Man, that was a long consideration. There was a lot there. I don't think we did. No, nor did we create the earth. And we had range to do all these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, and line of sight to all these things easily. Okay, scouts are up. So -1 movement, -1 attack. Which means their attacks will be for 3, and the elite, well, elites will move 4, attack 3, regulars will move 3, attack 2. So 2 is first. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6, which goes to here, and 7, which goes to here. So 6 will attack the Cragheart, 7 will attack the Spellweaver. I'm just going to move all of them, and then I'll do their attack. So then we have 4. So where does 4 focus, actually? I guess, let's see. So the space from which it can attack is one of these two spaces. It's got to be this one, which is less movement, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, actually, they're equal. But I guess this space then. All right. Well, this is going to seem like trying to take advantage. God, I hate this. So it's actually ambiguous because it always focuses from this hex, this one. And it can move this way or it can move this way. Oh, I guess the boss will go here anyway, so it doesn't matter so much. This is annoying. I mean, so naturally without thinking about anything, I would move it this way because oh wait, no, he doesn't have that much movement though. So it doesn't actually matter. So I guess it makes sense for it to move this way in the case of ambiguity here. That's just how I'll use the tiebreaker. So that works. There, I don't have to worry about it. All right, 1, 2, 3. And then this one just goes into the trap and is stunned. And this one goes 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. So that's all the scouts. So we just got to do their attacks now. So we just have 6, which attacks the Cragheart, and 7, which attacks the Spellweaver, each for an attack 3. So first on the Cragheart. All right, 3 damage. Then on the Spellweaver. Okay, 4 damage. All right. And the boss goes, just doing move and attack, which is nice. 1, 2, 3, because he has 4 movement. Just double check that I wasn't mistaken about this. Let's keep this a little bit closer. Yeah, 4 movement. Okay. So then next up is the Brute. So we're going to have move 4 with Leaping Cleave. Yeah, I can't hit 2 things with Leaping Cleave anyway. So let's try to eliminate this one on the side, I guess. So, oh no, we want to be in a spot to be able to do a nice skewer, actually. So I guess we're hitting number 6. Oops. Sure. So you might be able to answer this question. Archer is right next to my Brute. Archer's only movement is through a trap for the attack. Would the Archer stand still and just take the... Yes, it would. It's an interesting question. Actually, for a while, I wasn't sure about the answer, but I actually do know it now because it is answered in the FAQ. But basically, yeah. So enemies will only move through a trap if it is the absolute only way that they can perform an attack or reach their focus, basically. But in this case, it is capable of making an attack with disadvantage, so it will do that rather than it'll still consider that the trap is an obstacle. It will just make the attack with disadvantage. All right. So yeah, it's actually better to go here, even though it sucks because we're going to do too much damage almost to this one in a manner of speaking, but I think that's okay. What was the situation in the ambiguous situation? Well, it ended up, well, yeah. So basically this scout was here. And so the focus it's moving to is here. So it can either take this path or it can take this path to go to here. This wasn't the situation. The previous situation was the one. Are you talking about the original one? Or the one that I just mentioned more recently? The one that I originally asked about was whether. So what was it? Oh yeah, it was whether number. Oh, the most recent one. Okay, yeah, I know. Yeah, it was. So this scout here gets to move, focuses from this hex no matter what, because it has it can't move attack from either of these hexes. Well, I guess 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I guess this as well. It's interesting. So technically it actually has a number of different options. It can focus this hex, or this hex, or this hex theoretically. Any of these three, right? And so in that case, it can go 1, 2, 3. I mean, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then any of these 6. So it's difficult for me because I don't want to ever seem like I'm trying to give myself an advantage. But basically, if I had it go this way, this would set up like too ideal of targeting for my AoEs, basically. Although typically, because it's acting as a ranged enemy, I would have it go in the center of the room rather than the side of the room because it gives it more better line of sight. In the end, I was able to make this pretty simple distinction for myself. Again, this is actually ambiguous. There's no choice for monster AI, so I choose how it goes. But here, because it moves 3, I just choose to have it go this way, whereas here it would actually only get to move 2. So it just makes sense to me to have it take the route that gets it closer towards its target. So yeah, that was the more recent one. The previous one, yeah, was about, I guess you already saw. Because I realized it wouldn't actually be able to make it to this hex. And so anyway, the boss made it there. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna do a move 4 jump with the bottom of Leaping Cleave, creating air. We're gonna go here, because like I said, I want to get a good skewer. I mean, we moved like 4. The question is whether we should use our boots for 2 extra attack. I think the answer is probably not. I guess we do have the earring. How much will this matter? This is at 10 health. So an attack 4 here, plus an attack 4 plus from skewer with the 1 wound is 9 damage. Except, yeah, it just takes a single +1 from one of our 2 attacks to kill it without needing to use the boots. I don't think the boots are necessary here. Okay. So let's just do it like that. So then we'll use Balance Measure, and we get just an attack 4, because again, we did 1, 2, 3, 4 with Leaving Cleave. Time to make, ooh, Shish Kebab sounds nice. What are you going to put on it? All right, so here's our attack. We could go, no, yeah. Yep. Here's our attack 4 with Balance Measure. Okay, so definitely happy not using the boots. So 6 puts him down to 4. And then the summon goes. Oh, actually, the summon's going to kill it. Oh, no, you're talking about me. No, I am going to skewer 2, but not this turn. This turn, I'm just creating the wind. All right, so the summon moves up here and attacks scout number 6 with an attack 3. It's not really where we want our crit, but so be it. Gotcha. Yeah, I understand now. All right, so we killed the elite scout. Drops a coin. And now it's our actual turn. So we've got a move 4 jump, creating ice. Since we need to, I guess we don't have to move first. We can attack this first. Sure. Oh, there's a trap in the middle of the room. Oh, crap, there was a trap in the middle of the room I missed. How did I... Ah, crap. All right, time to reverse engineer a bunch of stuff. So that means the path would have been like this. All right, this should be fine. So 6 would still be here, and everything that would have happened with that would have still happened. It's just these things would have moved differently. Oh, it's because I put it all the way up here and I missed it. All right, good catch. Thank you, Isio. Right, so in the end... Oh, so that actually made things interesting for where I actually wanted to place that other rock. Because then I could have forced something to go through the trap, but whatever. It's too late now. Let's just do it. Let's just fix it. So we had 2 is here, right? 1, 2, no, because 2 ended up here, so 2 must have been further back. Yes, 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, went like that. So it was like this. So 1, 2, so this would actually be here. So then this would go like this, and then this would go just like this. All right. So that everything else was still fine. It does make it so that we're not skewering anything, so going there was kind of silly in the end, but whatever, it's my own fault for missing the trap, so like I said, let's deal with it. All right, so it's the Spellweaver's turn. So we'll attack scout number 7 first, using Engulf in Flames as an attack 4, creating fire. Nothing special to use here just yet. All right. So 5 damage down to 7. And we created a fire. Oh, well, I did my move thing first. Actually, that shouldn't be there. And then we're going to use Reviving Ether to move 4 jump. We're actually going to move to here and create ice. A couple reasons for moving to here. So first of all, we've now actually blocked this off. So this actually will force one of them to move through the trap, which is nice. Also, this way we're protecting the summon from getting attacked, which is also significant too. Summon has 2 health now. So yeah, a couple reasonable reasons for going there. I guess the Cragheart might have wanted to go there though. The Cragheart goes there early next turn. Expand. Yeah, that's pretty good actually. Yeah, I guess that is kind of our plan. All right, so then we move to the coin instead because we also want to hit all of them. I mean, I suppose we have 2 more movement, but we don't want to put ourselves on the other side. Don't necessarily want to be frontline with the boss, but the boss only has a 1 out of 7 to actually attack, and it's a ranged multi-target attack anyway with lower attack, so I guess we can actually go here in the end. Plus, I mean, we are the Scoundrel Weaver, so it's only fitting that we grab coins when we can. All right, this seems fine. So, our combo, as planned. Cragheart's combo as well, as planned. Brute's move and skewer, as planned. Guess the Brute can go a little bit later to see what the enemies do and potentially have a more valuable skewer. I don't know that it really matters too much. Okay. Special 1. So that's where all the Vermlings act again. Oof. Oh, but they're not moving. Ha! Come on. This is a little bit too random, right? I played Scoundrel when I did last week. I had all the money. Yeah, it's nice. So, yeah, this is about as much of a joke turn as possible. Literally, basically nothing's going to do anything here. Because this just causes them to all act again, but they flipped their non-move thing. This is too lucky. This is really unfortunate. Oh well, it is what it is. We're playing on +3, so as long as you don't go next to any of them, it changes nothing. Plus, always attacking at attack 5 is fun. Yes, it is. Agree with that as well. All right. Anyway, Scoundrel Spellweaver's summon goes first, makes an attack 3, targeting scout number 7. So +1, 4 damage down to 3. All right. Now the Spellweaver's up. We're going to begin by using the bottom of Mana Bolt on ourselves. We heal for 3, which actually matters here. We strengthen ourselves. We're going to use the top of Cold Fire, consuming ice and fire, to attack 3, range 3, stun. We're going to make our diamond targeting on these fellows over here. Yeah. This is actually going to get to attack. That's a little bit of a problem. We may have to have Cragheart just kill that. Oof. That feels bad, man. If I've ever seen it. Or we just... No, actually, yeah, we can play around that. Never mind. No, we're good. Okay. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to use our diamond targeting of Cold Fire, which is so beautiful. So we have 1, 2, 3 range and expand like this, hitting all of them. So we have advantage. So the answer to the original question is that it would have focused on the Cragheart and would have moved 3, even if by taking the path to focus the Spellweaver, it could have moved 4. Okay, thank you. Oh, so we got it right, but good to know. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. So these are all attack 3s with advantage. Should I use my potion now? I guess there's really no reason not to. I mean, we want to kill these. We have advantage, attack 3, hitting 3 targets. We're never really going to hit more than 3 targets, I think, with the Spellweaver in this scenario anyway. So, yeah, looks good. All right, so we'll do 2, 5, 4 in that order. So each time is an attack 4 stun with advantage. So on 2 first. All right, so 4. And 5. So 5. 6. 4, 5, 6. Easy enough. Down to 3. So 5 damage here. Down to 7. 4 damage here. Down to 8. And they're all stunned. Although most of this isn't going to matter. I guess that was the only thing about them doing such a derpy turn, is that my stun didn't matter. Take that, Spellweaver. You think Cold Fire's OP? Not really. All right. So we're done. Nothing else to do there. So then next up is the Cragheart. So the Cragheart's going to gain 1 experience, strengthen, by doing a move 2 with the bottom of Blunt Force. We're going to use our boots to get move 4 total, because we actually don't want to go here and hit these, because then this one will actually attack us twice, which is actually really powerful. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, moving to there with the bottom of Blunt Force with boots, and then we can do 1, 2, expand like this with Dirt Tornado hitting everything up here. I can get rid of that stun in a second. None of them are going. I'm not going to place the muddles because, again, this doesn't really matter. We're going to consume the earth. We might as well just use our minor power potion at this point because, again, it's unlikely we're going to hit more than 3 targets at some point in this scenario with how much we're destroying all these enemies at this point anyway. And the sooner we start killing things, the less threatening he becomes. We're hitting 3 targets here with advantage, so I think this is perfectly fine to use the power potion now. Okay, so this makes us into an attack 3 with advantage, curse, muddle. We'll do 8, 9, 10. Lowest to highest, like I said, will not place the muddles because they're not attacking anything. I will just give the curses. So on 8 first. So like I said, it was a 2 because we consumed. Did we gain our 1 experience for consuming? No, we did not gain our 1 experience for consuming earth. All right. Yeah, which we don't want experience, but so be it. So like I said, it was a 2 by default, plus 1 from the potion is 3, plus 1 from the roll modifier is 4. So we get 4 on 8. All right, so then here we got 6 on the middle one. And 4, so 4, 6, 4. So 5, 1, 5. And 3 more curses. Yep, backup ammo, good catch. Yeah, so I guess that's the downside. Oh no, I guess I get to hit the boss. All right, sure. I actually forgot that I had backup ammo. Oh, I guess playing backup ammo was bad for a battle goal, but we're not about battle goals. So yeah, the only thing we can hit within range 2 is actually the boss, which works. Like I said, the boss is immune to curse, not immune to muddle though. So actually we will place the muddle on him. No, he goes after us. Yeah, so it doesn't actually matter. All right, so this still just does give us an attack 3 with advantage on the boss. All right, so 5 damage to the boss. We have to kill him at some point anyway. All right, so now we're done. So it's the brute's turn, right? Yes, there's nothing else to use. No elements to generate or anything like that. No. It's possible that we should have used the power potion on, the mana potion on her turn, and then use the mana potion here so she could just cold fire immediately again next turn on this clump of 3. It's possible that we should have done that. Oh well, too late now. So now it's the brute's turn. So we've got a move 4 jump with fatal advance. 1, 2, 3, 4 to here. This way we can skewer them, and we're going next to one that's stunned. I guess it is actually going to get to attack us once here, because it's going to lose the stun. So that's not insignificant. I suppose they did something, but again, with everything we're doing this turn, it's okay. And we could use the Doom Compass to move it away as well. There's actually nowhere we can move it. No, it's fine. We could use like the Doom Compass to move one here, but I still think it's going to be more valuable at some other point. Because if we use the Doom Compass to move one here, we could kill this one with our attack, and then we wouldn't get attacked by anything. But again, I don't think this is too big of a deal, and I think getting the wound on both of these is quite nice, whereas here the wound would be less valuable. All right, so we're going to consume the wind, and gain 1 experience, using Skewer to hit both of them. This gives us an attack 4, pierce 1 does nothing, and wound. So an attack 4, wound on 2, and then 5. Like I said, nothing special to use here. So 2 first. All right, so 4 damage, and then 8 damage, huh? All right, would have rather the crit on the front one, but beggars can't be choosers. So 4 damage here, and 8 damage here kills this one, actually. Yes, the boss special makes them all activate again. To read it directly from the book, all vermlings immediately take an extra turn using the action card drawn for them this round. That's an interesting question, though, because the boss does it before they go. Yeah, that's right, actually. So they still shouldn't do anything, right? Because they're stunned, so they can't perform any actions. If the boss had done it afterwards, they would remove the stun. But because the boss goes before them, they'll actually still be stunned. So I guess they do nothing. Because an extra turn while stunned is still just an extra turn. But I guess, no, because I guess it's still the same thing. Yeah, the extra turns actually turn exactly. So they'll remove the stun and then they'll still get to go their turn. Yeah, so no, it's the same. It still works. All right. Yeah. So we're done. So then the boss goes. So he clears the stuns. And so then, like I said, 2 does actually attack the brute. So it's an attack 6 poison on the brute. Did I shuffle the deck after I put the curses in? Let's make sure we did. All right. So we've got this and this. And we take 4 and we get poison. The poison's actually annoying, especially since we don't have our healing potion anymore, but hopefully we'll be alright. Okay. And that's the end of the round. Alright, short rest for the Spellweaver for sure. Yeah. Losing Gulf is fine. So we really want to go early enough to make sure that our summon kills this scout before it goes, which typically is what should happen if the summon goes. The only downside is we'd really also like to do the bottom reviving ether to set up an element, so then we can use use our potion to set up the other element, and then cold fire the following turn, which I think is actually the correct play. Even though this puts us at 26, 26 should typically be before the Vermlings, and the boss can't make them take an extra turn early. He can only do it late. His early thing is just allowing, his summoning, which is annoying, but so be it. So I think this is the correct way to do this. Okay, Brute needs to take a short rest. Alright, that's fine. Oops, we forgot to actually put the wound on this one, and it actually should have taken 2 damage from its wound, because once during its extra turn and once during its regular turn. So that'll only get 1 more turn before it dies. That's good. So what is Mr. Craggy up to? Spellweaver needs to move before the Cragheart goes, I guess. Cragheart can't really get to any Vermlings except maybe this one. Could deal with that one. Better definitely just to let these things come towards us. I can smash him into the trap, but the trap does nothing to him, so I guess we'll just smash him into an obstacle. I mean, making an attack 5 on him is fine. Otherwise, with Massive Boulder, can we really hit anything? No, that's the problem. We just don't have range because of the setup in the room right now. We could hit these going late, but better just try to do that next turn, or potentially Cataclysm next turn, I think. So we'll just use this plus this. This lets us go after the Spellweaver. Which means, oops, yeah, I want to go like this. Like I said, the Spellweaver is going to move after attacking, or move even before attacking, theoretically. And this will allow us to move up to here, and then do Heaving Swing, pushing him into this, while also dealing 1 damage to him with Rumbling Advance. Killing the Vermlings is our priority, but the Cragheart doesn't have an easy attack on any Vermlings here, and doing some damage to the boss is still worthwhile. We'll have to do it at some point anyway. Alright, so what is the Cragheart doing? I'm sorry, the Brute doing. So I kind of, like I said, just like to ignore this one. It should die. I mean, it will die in 2 turns for sure, so it'll only get 1 more activation. So I'd be better off trying to go take care of this one in the back, I think. And this should die to the summon. So we need to jump in order to hit something in the back, though. Or we could just do multiple ranged attacks. Multiple ranged attacks actually seems fine. This gives us some flexibility. The annoying thing here is our initiatives are so clumped, which is not good. The 26, 27, 29. Because if they end up going early, then we're not going to be able to audible. But I mean, we only need 1 ranged attack to attack this. This gives us a little bit of insurance against this one. Alternatively, if we want, we can use one of the attacks to make sure this dies before it goes, if it's going to do something annoying. Otherwise, we can always just put another attack 3 into the boss, which is okay. Overall, this gives us a pretty flexible turn and allows us to... I mean, this is the main thing we care about killing. We want to also make sure this dies, and this helps us to make sure that those 2 things happen, and then from there, we'll see. The only issue really is the initiative, but the brute doesn't have that great of initiative to be able to deal with that anyway. All right, well, there's special 2, so he's going to summon a Vermling, and they're going after. 29. Still pretty early, though, so that is a little bit scary. All right, so the boss goes first. So, special 2, right? Yes. So, fortunately, he's only going to be able to summon 1. 1 elite, so 1 normal and 1 elite. It's interesting because, well, I'm going to do it the proper way. I wonder if this is actually clarified anywhere in the rulebook. So it's actually written 1 normal and 1 elite. So you could actually, I mean, I suppose it would be fair to consider that since normal is written first, you should summon normal first. Although I imagine this has got to be clarified somewhere in the rulebook. I'm not sure. But because here he can actually only summon 1 Vermling, not 2. I'm obviously going to have him summon the elite, not the regular, because it would be silly to summon the weaker thing. But yeah, since normal is written first. It's an interesting question, I suppose. Not super relevant here, though. All right, so that's all he does. He just summons 1 elite Vermling behind him, and he's done. So then we have the Spellweaver who goes. So it's the Spellweaver summoned first, making an attack 3 on scout number 7. Yeah, well, it's a good thing we went with the redundancy plan. All right, so now we really do want to make sure both of these die, so it still makes sense for us to attack this. Yeah, it's so important to make sure this dies. Otherwise, it can kill our summon. Our summon's going to provide quite a bit of value. So we're going to make an attack 3, creating light with flashing burst, attacking Vermling Scout number 7. We still have advantage. Ooh, created ice. That's nice. So we won't need to use a mana potion. This is why it's nice to be able to move after. So we got 5 damage on him. He's dead. Oh, I got to put the S on him, so I make sure not to drop a coin for him. All right, and then we have a move 4, in which we're going to create fire. Where do we want to go? Far away from them. We don't really want them getting to attack us. Yeah, the brute's going to move after them as well. Some of them will theoretically get to move. I guess we can just grab this coin. The coin puts us in a decent spot. Yeah, sure. I mean, Scoundrel Weaver is never going to pass up a coin if she has nowhere else important to go anyway, right? That's just not how she does it. Because we can always move next turn anyway when we use Mana Bolt plus Cold Fire since we have still the goggles. So yeah, we'll just move there with the Reviving Ether and, like I said, create an element. Because the summon also, I mean, we'll still get to move up here and attack. So overall, this looks fine. All right, we're done. So then next up is the Brute. So, well, all right. Should there be some consideration for doing things a bit differently here? No, I don't think so. An attack 1 with 3 with disadvantage should still kill this one. And it is worth, I think, killing it, actually. We'll begin by doing our top attack on Spare Dagger, targeting number 4 up here. Now we've got the ordering a little bit, just in case, but we'll see. All right, so we kill that, and then we're going to use the bottom of Skirmishing Maneuver, gaining 1 more experience, doing an attack 3, disadvantage, targeting number 2 here. Only a miss ruins it for us. All right, well, we kill it. Again, this was kind of a shame because we only needed to deal 1 damage here, but at the same time, this was going to make an attack of 4 against us, and 4 life isn't insignificant. I think killing this was just more valuable than doing 3 damage to the boss. It could be argued either way, though. Like, I wouldn't blame someone there for attacking the boss. I think both are reasonable decisions, but in the end, I just chose to preserve my life total as much as possible, which is usually the route that I take. All right, so Brute's done. Cragheart's up next. I'm going to use Rumbling Advance to do a move 3, dealing 1 damage to all adjacent allies and enemies. So he takes 1, down to 42. And then we're going to use the top of Heaving Swing, which we're going to get 1 experience for sure, because we're not killing him with the regular attack. So we're going to do an attack 3 on the Merciless Overseer, which is a push 1, pushing him into here. We are going to use the push, obviously. So attack 3 with advantage to begin. All right. Yeah, I mean, he hasn't gone yet, so Muddle theoretically can do something. He still has 1 attack in his deck. So we got a +2, so it's a 5 on our attack, plus 2 damage from the obstacle, so 7. All right. Very reasonable, and this is the only obstacle we can push him into. Again, pushing him into the trap would have done nothing. It's a stun trap, and he is immune to stun. Okay, and should we use a healing potion or anything like that? No, I don't think so. So next up is them. This one was summoned this turn, so it does not act. So they have -1 move and -1 attack. So this means they have 3 movement with 3 range. 1, 2, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 to there. So this one focuses here. Yeah, this is the only space it can make an attack from, but it can't reach there. 1, 2 this turn. So we'll get 2 attacks on the Cragheart, each at attack -1 on what is normally a 3. So 2 attack 2s on the Cragheart. 1 damage, take it. 1 damage, take it. Sure. Okay. And the round. Oh, they made a perfect little clump for us too. Oh, cold fire. Oh, we lost the strength. Okay. So we know exactly what we're doing on the Spellweaver. Yes, it was 3 range. Oh, you're right. It can attack from there. I'm an idiot. Okay, 1 more attack on the Cragheart. Alright, 2 damage. I don't know why I thought that wasn't enough. I guess it was because... Oh, so this one actually should have stopped here. Yeah. I don't know why I thought it was 1 shorter. I mean, we still get our beautiful diamond, but yeah. I guess it's just... I don't know why I was weirding out about that. Good catch, thank you. I have been a bit sloppy lately. I'm missing some stuff. There's just too much stuff going on, I suppose, in 3 players for me. Yeah, so these would have actually stopped here and here and made their attacks from there. And this one still would have gone here. Yes. All right. So, well, I think this combination is fine. Will we actually Cataclysm? I think not. But we can get a 2-target massive boulder because of our backup ammo, which seems fine. And we got 26 initiative, which is also decent. All right. What can the brute do? Oh, we can skewer. How much do we actually need that? This should be dead. This one's actually the one with more health, but skewering still hits this one and I guess helps us a little bit with this one. It's not really necessary though. Now this one should almost certainly die. Should we just do a bigger attack on the boss then? I guess I'd like to get rid of this poison. The heal feels a little bit worse when we have the poison. We do have the compass as well. The compass doesn't really change anything though. I guess it can actually. We can use the compass to move this into the trap and then go here and skewer both of them. Yeah, all right, that works. So we just have to go after. Oh, but the trap is kind of silly because it's going to be stunned. I guess we go really late. We wait for it to break the stun that it gets from cold fire. Then we put it into the trap and give it a new stun. This way we never have to worry about it. The annoying thing is that the boss can do something, but that doesn't change too much. I mean, it does actually because if he summons, we would rather block the space. The Cragheart can move to here, though, to block one of them, but then there's going to be this. But I guess in that case, then we just skewer here, and that's kind of okay, if he does specifically summon. So I suppose this is all right. Late initiative, then. I guess we can't beat the boss's summon anyway, so it doesn't really matter too much in terms of initiative. So what we like to save, we're not going to have... I mean, we could get rid of Leaping Cleave because we don't really care about it, since we're using Skewer right now. We could also just set up Skewer to do this the following turn, but I think it's a fair point, I guess. If we could just go here now and attack this, move this into the trap, and the Cragheart goes here, then he doesn't summon. But like I said, it doesn't... I think maybe we can beat one of his early ones with 17 initiative. I'm not so sure we can. I think it's like 14. But I guess this just gives us +1 on Skewer anyway. The wound doesn't affect him. The wound does affect him, so we kind of end up being pretty much even. We'll get 1 more damage on the elite with Skewer next turn, but we'll also miss 1 wound damage, maybe 2 even, because we won't be going early next turn. But like I said, even if he does, I mean, if he doesn't summon here, this is much better. Or if he summons at 17 or later, this is also much better, because if he doesn't summon this turn, at least we've kind of blocked him off completely, so that he can't keep summoning. I still think this is actually probably the best way to do it. It's the safest play, and like I said, it sets up a better Skewer. There's an argument for doing it the other way, though. I think either one is fine. All right, let's go. All right, special 2, so, I mean special 1, sorry, not special 2. So this is fine. Scout's doing standard stuff, and this really matters. All right, summon goes first. Summon moves to here, makes an attack 3 on the boss. 4. Nice. Okay. Then the Spellweaver goes, heals herself with the bottom of Mana Bolt, getting strengthened. And then we use Cold Fire, consuming ice and fire, range 1, 2, 3, and expand the diamond like this. Yes, the diamond enhancement is pretty good. All right, we'll do 5, 10, 9 from left to right. So each of these are attack 3s with advantage. Nothing really else to consider here. Okay, so we created a new fire, and we got a 5 on the elite. Let's fix this. Add a stop. All right, and then on number 10, okay, a 4. And then I'll put the stone on in a second, although I'm not sure it's actually gonna matter. And so then this one is dead. And just destroying the scenario. You startled me, Carlord. All right, so then we're done. So then next up is the Brute. So we're going to use the bottom of Leaping Cleave to create wind, do a move 4 jump. We're just going to move to here. And then we're going to use the top of Mobile Phalanx to do an attack 4, targeting the Merciless Overseer. Nothing special to use still. No. Yeah, we want the wind, so we can't hand a potion or anything like that. It's true, you do have... I mean, it's a fair point. There is too much strength to actually make that emote useful. I'm sorry. We have broken the game with our enhancements. Let this be a lesson. If you ever want to submit balance suggestions to Isaac, low-level cards shouldn't have the possibility of adding strengthen on self-effects. All right, anyway, so Brute makes an attack 4 on the boss. You can get the Gripeaway here. No, not even. All right, 5 damage. And he has shield 1, just in case that matters, although I don't know that it does. Dang min-maxers, yeah, exactly. I mean, that being said, theoretically, like, you should design a game. I mean, I guess it's almost impossible to design any game so that there's not an optimal path, but the optimal path, I would say, should be less obvious. This sort of stuff, this like permanent strengthen all the time stuff, is just too obvious. It's just too easy. I mean, which means I'm not gonna not use it, but it's just, yeah. All right. So we've done everything there. Next up is the Cragheart. So how are we hitting these guys? We actually have range to do 2 hits here. We'll hit this and this, I think. So we're going to use Massive Boulder. We create an Earth. And gain 1 experience for getting 1 additional target with backup ammo. And we get to target this and this, because the 1 damage here will kill this anyway. I don't necessarily want to deal 1 damage to the Brute, and I care more again about eliminating all the Vermlings first, rather than killing the boss right away. So yeah, let's do attack 3 here, and then attack 3 here. No strength in this time. Could stun over there, but it doesn't really matter, because we've got our stun powder still. All right, so the elite first. All right, there you go. It's not even strengthen your low-level cards so your AoEs are OP. You just strengthen your low-level cards so all your attacks are OP. All right, and then the right one. You all asked, and you all received. Great, yeah, there it is. It's almost as if I'm getting trolled by you all. That you specifically asked for this just so that... All right, so the 1 splash damage is what kills this. This takes no damage. And the +2 muddle, this one had 5 health left, so it died. All right. But yeah, it's not just about AoE classes. I mean, we do it on this class because it has AoEs, but like I said, I do it on the Mind Thief as well. The Mind Thief doesn't really have AoEs. I do it on, for example, Lightning Bolt class as well, despite what the Lightning Bolt class does. I mean, just anytime you can do this sort of enhancement or the other one, it's really too good. I mean, bottom actions that can be used on self. Okay, so we also need to use a power potion or mana potion to create ice again, so that we can cold fire again next turn. Not that it's really gonna matter so much, but oh yeah, good call on the second scout. Yeah, I just forgot. Thank you. As if I'm going to be able to pick up all these coins. Why didn't I bring a loot action? I guess I just didn't remember the scenario, like I said. All right, scouts go, or the scout goes, loses its stun. But it is actually going to get a turn here, thanks to the boss. So then the boss goes and causes all scouts, or the scout, to go again. So the scout moves up here and makes an attack on the Cragheart. Yeah, we've also got, how many curses in their deck right now? Yeah, there were 6. And that's the end of the round. All right, so short rest for the Spellweaver. Sure. We just need to keep cold fire. That's all that really matters in the end. All that really matters. We're going to go with our earliest initiative. Also, by doing this, we're safer to keep reviving Ether. I know. Oh, that's true. I do have to loot the treasure chest to end it, so I can actually get all the coins if I want to milk it long enough. Good call. That's nice. Man, this scenario is like designed to give you money. Admittedly, I have a party that just doesn't even care about money anymore, but well, still going to do it. Alrighty. Cragheart needs to take a short rest. Sure. So I guess we have to go here now to skewer both of them, but that's fine. Don't have the greatest initiative for that, but yeah. Make it do what it do. And the Cragheart might as well do big. Oh, we could break the game even further. We can't break the game even further though, because we're limited on prosperity by the number of enhancements we can do. We're pretty limited. I mean, only the Brute can really do a big enhancement left. The Cragheart can put +1 heal on the top of Realm Advance, or can put Bless even. But I mean, we'll get some prosperity eventually. Once we make it to 4 prosperity, we can. But we're also doing it because theoretically, when we retire some people, then we can get maybe we'll get some more prosperity, and then we can do some enhancements as well. So I mean, it's still worth getting the coins. It's just less. Before I would have been like, before I didn't have all these enhancements, but now I'm more like, sure. So this is the only thing that sucks about this enhancement is I just don't want to use the top of Blunt Force. It's kind of what I was planning on using here, but I'm not even sure that's correct in the end. So theoretically, the 2 of them should kill these, the Brute plus the Spellweaver. So this just leaves us to hit the boss. Can knock him into an obstacle. We kind of want to go to here though, right? Oh, we actually forgot to move with the Cragheart last turn. Oh well, where we are is fine. I know, we are going to try to retire them. I wanted to get level 9, but once we get closer to level 9 and we're limited on how much we can increase the difficulty, it's going to become easier and easier, unfortunately. Sorry, I was just reading the chat. So, no, it's not the Rock who even wants the coins that much. I mean, the Rock has 33 coins at this point, so he doesn't even have that much more room. It's really the Brute who we're going to put most of the coins on. All right. Let's see here. So how do we do this? We don't have the boots anymore either. Spellweaver's going at 26, and he's going at 35, and that should kill this. We do want to keep the boss surrounded. Oh, for the retirement goal. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, we do need. Although, how far are we actually even from that because of all the items we can sell? Let's see. So this is 20, 30, 40, 60, 70 gold. So yeah, I guess we're still, well, we're just over 100 gold away from retirement goal. I don't want to retire the Cragheart. I love the Cragheart. Why would I want to do such a silly thing as that? All right. Anyway, what attack should we even do here? Cataclysm? Sure. Why not, right? With this, just so that we don't lose our amazing strengthen. I mean, we're gonna do an AoE, but yeah, I mean, this is over, so let's just finish it up. Let's not waste too much time making considerations for something that doesn't really matter. All right. So that's the summoning. So that's actually first, right? And he is completely surrounded. Oh, this scenario. Yeah, this party is well suited to it. So he's supposed to summon here, because special 2 is the summon. But there are no open spaces in which he can summon, so he does nothing. All right, next up is the Cragheart. So we're gonna do like 1, 2, gain 1 experience, get strengthened for 2 rounds. We're gonna consume the Earth with Cataclysm, gain 2 experience. This is lost. Because an attack 6, strengthen, immobilize, targeting everything. We'll do the Scout and then the Overseer. No, nothing really to use here. We could have actually made it. We did actually never drop below half. We could have actually done that one. Oh well. Going from Cragheart to the eventual class you unlock is just piling on. He's going to change 3 other stars first, though. Yeah. So yes. So the Cragheart will unlock. Oh, you're not kidding. Actually, going from Cragheart to that. Cragheart's going to lock 3 spears. Oh, we actually already unlocked this class. We're at 10 reputation. I forgot to do that. Well, Spo Weaver is would have unlocked Sun, but we've actually already unlocked Sun. Let's just check that off. So the Spo Weaver is just going to get some checks. I mean, get a random item design and a random side scenario. And the Brute is going to unlock Angry Face. But yeah, I'm going to do the 3 other starter classes first to allow newer viewers to stick around as long as possible. Should I even use the Sun Powder? Let's see, does he go? No, he goes after all of us, so he'll die no matter what here. No risk, and he's getting cold fired. All right. I mean, at the same time, I guess the Sun Powder is literally doing nothing for the rest of the scenario anyway. Sure, I'll use the Sun Powder on my attack against the Scout, just because there's literally no reason not to, although it changes absolutely nothing. Because the boss cannot be stunned, and the boss... No, I guess that's not true, because I guess if he ever does summon some stuff, we could use Sun Powder on that. Okay, so attack 6, both with advantage. Actually, immobilize as well, but like I said, this doesn't matter much either. So the Scout first. All right, Scout's dead, and the boss. All right. So yeah, we did a 7 on him. What's our battle goal over here again? Loot the treasure. Oh, yeah, we got to go get that with the Spellweaver, but we'll take our time. And then here we did an 8, putting him down to 18. And give him a new model. All right. And then we have the Spellweaver's turn. So the summon's already in position, makes an attack 3 on the boss. New ice. 5. Yeah, the summon goes crazy on boss fights. Well, in scenarios like this where you don't have to move too much. Then we'll use the cold fire. I mean, technically it's not correct to consume the ice. So we'll just consume the fire, which gives us an attack 3 with advantage, targeting the boss. We saw strength from before. So 4 damage. Yeah, exactly. At this point, he attacks for 0, right? All right. So he's down to that, and I guess we're going to start making our way to pick up coins. So we have a move 4, move to here. Using the bottom of Flashing Burst and move 4. So 1, 2, 3. All right. Then next up we have the Cragheart. Sorry, the Brute. God, why do I keep calling him that? We're gonna. Well, at this point, actually, it's just technically better to use Unstoppable Charge as the attack rather than Skewer. Skewer is an attack 4 wound, Pierce 1, but Pierce 1 and Wound do nothing to the boss. The boss is immune to wounds, so it's better to just use the attack 5. So we'll use the bottom of Skewer as a generic move, I guess. No, we should. Is he really ever gonna get to do anything again? No. We can just use Skewer to do big move. All right, so let's actually just attack first with Unstoppable Charge. So we gain 1 experience and do an attack 5 on the boss. All right. So the boss is down to 4. And then we're going to gain 1 more experience, and we're going to use Skewer as a move 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess, to here. No, actually, we can use our boots. No, it's okay. We can do this and this. Yeah. I'll grab this coin. Just going to go on coin pickup duty now. All right. And the scouts are eliminated. I guess he can actually summon one now, but not a big deal. All right, so short rest for the Spellweaver. We need to use Reviving Ether this turn. Yeah, loot 2 here gets us a bunch of coins, actually. Sure, this works. So lose that, keep this. I wouldn't be opposed. I mean, I can understand a vow to never play 3 spears again, but I like playing OP classes. Well, I really like playing Eclipse. I guess I don't care as much about 3 spears. I enjoy it as well, but not kind of the same way. It has a different sort of feeling of OP. It breaks the game in a. I mean, both Eclipse and 3 spears really feel like they break the game, but to me at least, 3 spears feels like it breaks the game along an axis, which is just truly broken, which like breaks fundamental mechanics of the game, which aren't meant to be broken. Whereas what Eclipse does at least feels like a different sort of thing. I mean, it also breaks the game in fundamental ways. Yeah, it does too, because of how it just eliminates one aspect from the game. Well, I mean, multiple aspects from the game actually as well. But I don't know. Yeah, I guess it's just preference. I think you could make a fair argument that either of them are similarly broken. All right. So what? Yeah, we lost Cataclysm correctly. What do here? Guess we'll just go with our earliest initiative to try to take him out. Probably use that as a bottom just to gain experience. Then we can use the top range attack to gain more experience. So like this, because they'll give us 1 for backup ammo. Sure. All right, let's go. Who's missing what now? I don't understand. What is the problem here? Bad or missing initiative card. Does this not have an initiative under it? No, it has. What's the mistake I'm making? Alright, let me read it. Aren't all the unlockable classes just really good? Alright. So let's answer these things in order. Yeah, I mean, alright. First of all the unlockable classes are very interesting, I would say. Yeah, there's actually not. Well, all right. I mean, I have some personal preference about at least one class, but at least it's interesting. The only class that I don't really find to be that fun, well, I mean, there are like a couple, but the one that's really just the only one that's kind of meh for me in terms of like not feeling strongly one way or another, I guess, is Saw, which is still unique, but just, I don't know, it kind of just blends into the background. It doesn't really feel very special. But anyway, so yeah. I think they're all good. I mean, they're all unique and quite powerful, so I think it's fun. There's no doubt though that if you're looking at a scale of how powerful classes are, I would say more of the unlockable classes in the game. I mean, first of all, certainly there's a greater percentage of unlockable classes in the game that are overpowered compared. I mean, that are too strong or too highly tuned compared to starting classes, which are too highly tuned. The starting classes are much closer to balanced than the unlockable classes are. There's no doubt about that, which makes sense because they've got a lot more testing, obviously. And then so like a greater percentage of them is unbalanced, and there's also just, I mean, it's more likely that you'll have I would say it's more likely you have an unbalanced unlockable class than starting class. I mean, starting class, most of them are close, whereas unlockable, they're not. It's kind of the same thing, said 2 different ways. And if you're asking me, what would you consider the most fun class to play? Well, I consider Eclipse to be the most fun class to play, but I guess you're asking Core Lord. I'm not really sure. If I couldn't choose Eclipse, I guess I would choose. Depends on the party composition. Maybe Music Note or Sun would be my second choices. All right, so what's the problem we got going on here? Why does this? Can anyone tell me what's going on here? Can I just eliminate him? Solve this problem this way? Player 2 is eliminated with action cards pending. Player 2 doesn't have action cards pending. What is going on here? Is there like a card from somewhere? From all right, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. These are all his cards. Is there something? Why does the game think that there's something for player 2? Bad or missing initiative card. Wait, Monster 3. Monster 3 is not supposed to be eliminated. It says player 2. This, I don't have the sheet here because it's bugged. I can put a sheet here if that changes anything, but I don't think it does. No, it has nothing to do with that. It has to do with player 2. Sometimes I have to switch top and bottom for them to reveal, and then all of a sudden they reveal. No, it's okay. Yeah, I'll try switching the two of them. Thank you. Yeah. So just to be clear to everyone, Kinetic Assault is the initiative that I'm using. No. What is going on here? All right. Well, I'm just gonna do it all manually. I mean, whatever. It works. No reason to dwell on this too long. Special one. Okay. So order is Cragheart first. So yeah, we'll just gain all the experience. Why not? So we'll gain, well, first we use Massive Boulder, create Earth, and do an attack 3. This uses 1 charge of backup ammo. We get an additional target, but there's no additional target. Also going to do 1 damage to the Spellweaver. Take that, Scoundrel Weaver. So it's an attack 3 with advantage. Alright, so 4 damage. I believe that's all the boss's life. Yes, it is. Okay, and then we'll use the bottom of Kinetic Assault just to gain 2 experience. Okay, so boss is eliminated. So then next up is the Brute. So we'll just do one of our move things, I guess. How are we going to do the looting? So we're going to get all this now. So if we go here, we can get all this. Yeah, so we'll move to this coin now. Scoundrel Weaver being Scoundrel Weaver. All right. Then we have nothing on top for him. So then the Spellweaver goes. We're going to use the bottom of Cold Fire as a loot too. So this loots this, this, this. Get rid of these strengthens. And this will also just get rid of our summon right away. Since we're getting all our lost cards back. Technically we should do this, doesn't really matter much. So we get this pile of coins, beautiful. And then we create a dark and recover all lost cards. This was lost because we played the bottom. Needs at least 20 coins, agreed. What's life in Gloomhaven without riches? Okay. Discard, discard, discard. Okay, so can we get the remainder coin? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we can. So we just need the Spellweaver to move into position. Ah, the Spellweaver actually doesn't have enough movement to move into position, does she? 1, 2. Because we need to go to here, basically. So we need 2 turns. All right, that's fine. Allow them to gain some additional experience. Can we gain experience on top in any way? No, we cannot. How many gold per coin? 4 gold per coin. So next turn we need Cold Fire. Oh, so it's actually multiple more turns, in fact. All right, well, whatever. We just need to play. So we need to keep Cold Fire to the side. And we can keep like one of these to the side, and then we'll just play. Just need to play Move every turn. I'm not going to milk experience. I'm not going that far with it, even though I could. Not going to waste your and my time. All right. I mean, I'll milk experience on the other 2 while the Spellweaver goes over there, because I am going to get all the coins, obviously. Let's be real. So we don't have a big move, so let's do a short rest. Sure. This allows us to do a move 4 to get the coin. And drop some rocks to get some experience. Brute just gets to go to that coin, which requires a short rest as well. Whatever card we lose doesn't really matter. Did we get rid of Skewer when we? No, we did not. Was that the card I just lost, right? Yeah. Ah. There we go. So we have no way of gaining experience either. All right. I'm not gonna go through all the motions here. Can't I grab everything on the right just by moving 3? I cannot. there's always going to be this coin in the top right. Yeah, sorry, I didn't see your message now. But I guess I can do this one. I could get the brute one more, right? Because he has his boots still, plus the earring. All right, yeah. So I'm not going to do this all out. I'll just show you all how I'm going to do this. So this turn, I'll have the Spellweaver move 3, going to here. Or sorry, to here. Okay. And I'll have the brute do one of his move jumps. So we have 2 move 4 jumps. Okay. So he'll just do one of them this turn, right? And the top card doesn't matter. No experience here to matter. So he'll go to this coin. Spellweaver will go to this coin, doing a move 3. And the Cragheart will do his move 4, going to this coin. Okay. So coin per person. And by coin per person, I mean 3 coins to the Spellweaver. Okay. Oops. Sure. Which card we get rid of here doesn't really matter. And the Cragheart also gained 1 experience for placing rocks. The Cragheart will then do a short rest to get the rock slide back. No matter what we roll, we get it back just to gain 1 more experience. He's not going to be moving at all this turn. The Spellweaver will then use the bottom of Cold Fire. With the top of it doesn't matter because we have no experience gain on the top. And then the Brute will use his remaining move 4 jump, as well as, again, some top that doesn't really matter. Do we just give ourselves... Yeah, we gain the 2 experience for the... Wait. How did we gain 1 too many before? No, we gained the 2 experience when we did the bottom retaliate thing, and now we just gained 2 experience over the course of the 2 turns where we did rock slide. Yes. So we do a move 4 jump, plus use our boots, which gives us move 6 for the brute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to the coin. Spellweaver does loot 2, gets everything remaining over there. Boom. Got it all. The dream. And we successfully completed the scenario, which again was a +3 and much too easy. Although we did get very lucky with that 1 turn where the boss had the scouts all repeat their action. I mean, that was like the deciding turn of the scenario. That's what made things so very easy. Okay. Let's reset it all. So sadly, no battle goals for these 2. Strangely enough, we did get the battle goal for the Spellweaver. What a wild world to be living in. Yeah, strengthen is OP. All right, so we got that. Oh god, look at all these coins. Oh, what a joke. What a joke. So let's go through and do the stuff. What do we get as a reward for this? We unlock square A and square B. So this is sticker's 11, our scenario is 11 or 12. This is both of them. All right, good. Disarm Manifold. Then we could actually use Elemental Aid. All right, so that's that. We gain Global Achievement, The Dead Invade. What have we done? No. The Dead Invade. Okay. Which somehow gives us gold and prosperity. More gold, huh? And a prosperity. Okay, so we gained 3 experience with the Spellweaver. We're never getting Inferno. That's too bad. It's so fun to play with Inferno, and it's so rare, but oh. It is what it is. So 20 gold each, plus the gold that they gained. So here we've got another 24. So we gained 44 gold. So we're still a little ways from our enhancement. But we gained our 3rd check mark. So we only need 1 more boss scenario, and then the brute retires. So are we doing the We Love Jixera route? We can still decide. Yeah, we have not decided how we're going to approach Jixera. I hate Jixera personally, though. She's annoying, but we'll see how we approach it. I'm not still sure. All right, so we've got 10 experience plus 14, right? Yep, so 24 experience. barely didn't make it. Like I said, need one more. That's fine. All right, over here we gained 8, so 28 gold. It was 33, yep. And we gained 31 experience. Ooh, so close. That's a fair point that everyone else does not give everything. I do really, Jixer annoys me, but that is a very fair argument that she actually at least rewards you for the stuff, whereas everyone else is like, oh yeah, it's great that you did that. Would you like your 5 experience? Here you go. Touche. Man, they still had 5 curses in their deck. Monsters attacked like 5 total times this scenario. Jeez. Yeah, Cold Fire is also just a pretty stupid card. I mean, I guess role-playing mercenaries, yeah. So this is a very fair point as well, just to highlight how broken stamina potions are, right? I mean, here we've been using Cold Fire now that we're like fully enhanced with it, to just do absurd things, right? And we don't even have stamina potions to truly abuse it. This just shows how broken things get when you have stamina potions. The stamina potions are really hit or miss. I mean, they're fine. They definitely feel like balanced items for sure compared to stamina potions, so I'm happy with this change. Did we add gold? No, we haven't done any of the Spellweaver stuff yet. So we have 17 experience for the Spellweaver. And we have 20, 40, 60 from the other two. 72 gold. Jeez. All right. So that puts us, what, to 137? Yeah, we're pretty close to that disarm and mana bolt. Oh, good. All right, we also get a perk, which is going to be the last +2 fire while we're at it, because we get our 3rd check mark. Finally got a perk from Battle Goals on the Spellweaver. What a time to be alive. I know it doesn't really fit the theme of the party to let the Spellweaver get Battle Goals. I think that's a fair concern. We've gone too far from role-playing. All right. So, how much is it again? No, we're far away from the Hexman Skewer, right? It's 100 gold plus 70. Yeah, it's 175 gold, and we're at 81. Yeah, we're far from that. So, I suppose we'll do our last enhancement on the Cragheart. It'd be silly not to. Where is it? Let's just straighten up our cards a little bit. So we'll need to do this eventually anyway. So for the same reasons I mentioned in the guide, we're going to enhance Rumbling Advance. It's not that the top enhance here is that valuable. I consider the bottom enhance to be better, even though Rumbling Advance top and bottom are both very good. The bottom, as you level especially, will get used more often than the top, but the top is still fine. So, and we do use it a reasonable amount in between combat, so it isn't bad to have it enhanced. It's just that that's the only thing we can enhance at this point. I mean, we could enhance the bottom Dirt Tornado, but that's never happening, and we're never using that. We could enhance the top of Blunt Force, but that's also kind of silly, especially because we never. I mean, well, actually, it's a fair point. We have a fair amount of enhancement we can still do because we can actually put +1 move on the bottom Blunt Force. It's pretty expensive and not really worth it. For now, we're definitely going to put something on the top of Rumbling Advance. The only real question here is whether we should put Bless or +1 healing. Previously, I did +1 healing. I was pretty happy with it. I guess we just don't use it that much to make Bless useful. But at the same time, with all the strengthen we have, getting a few more Blesses into our deck can give us some more results. Although the two people who have strengthen a lot don't really have rolling modifiers. I think actually have basically no rolling modifiers. Spellweaver, sorry, that's a Cragheart. Spellweaver gets never any rolling modifiers because we'll literally never take those. Cragheart gets a little bit with the push and the earth. I mean, these are all kind of questionable anyway. So yeah, I don't know how good the bless is. I mean, we could put strengthen on it, but that's more medium. The advantage of this would be letting the brute get in on the strengthen party, but I don't think that's the best route. 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait, where's our card that we're missing? Is that what was messing with us before? Has the brute lost a card for good? Which card are we missing? Trample, right? Where do we put it? So we brought it this scenario and disappeared somewhere. When we lost it, we put it all the way down here. What? All right, fair enough. We just finished scenario 9. Yeah, I put it in the news pile. Thank you. Yeah, I see that now. Oh well. I guess that just shows how we felt about accidentally bringing trample to that scenario. All right, let's get everything set up here. So anyway, bless or +1 heal for Rumbling Advance. Let's try bless, I suppose. I've never tried it before. I guess it's more expensive, but we have the money. We don't really care that much about the cost. I guess that's why I typically do +1 heal, is because it's just cheaper, and I think therefore maybe more cost effective, but let's give bless a try. Because again, I mean, yeah, this is cutting into our ability to retire on the Cragheart, which is definitely an issue, but we're not really in a hurry to retire the Cragheart. I don't mind retiring the Brute pretty early because we can swap the Mind Thief into this party and have an amazing party to be even more broken for a little bit. But I don't want to retire the Cragheart until I retire the Spellweaver anyway, so I've got to get some more check marks for the Spellweaver. But at the same time, like, we can get those pretty easily, whereas the Cragheart, nah, we're going to try this. I mean, I enjoy playing these two people too much. I'm not gonna cheap out. All right, so we're going to put Bless on Rumbling Advance on the top, putting us down to 11 gold. All right, so we just have to decide which scenario we're going to do next. So we've already unlocked that stuff. We're not going to do that today because that is a big thing. I think I'd like to do scenario 22 next. Just to give myself some more options. So following clues or Demon's Errand. Yeah. Yeah, we can do Temple of the Elements, number 22. All right. This will allow us the possibility of actually losing a scenario, because I think this scenario won't be so easy for us either. Let me see if it is the one I'm thinking is. Yeah. Yeah, this one should not be so easy. Oh yeah, summoners and everything. All right, all right. Yeah, we will be taking a break first, and we'll break the recording as well. Thank you, but we're gonna have to take just a couple minute break, just refill our water and things like this. All right, so let's change the title real quick though, just to be so that everyone knows. We'll be doing scenario 22 next. Yeah, we're gonna spice it up a little bit. We are gonna go up to +4 difficulty. This will actually be the only scenario we'll ever be able to do, well, with this party at least, and the other party will never be as strong as this party. This will be the only scenario we'll be able to do at +4 difficulty. It is still +4, right? Yeah, we're just barely at the edge because we have 666, which puts us at 3, and then so +4 is 7. Nice. That's gonna be fun. And this is not an easy scenario. This is a lot of things that I don't like. Flame demons, elite wind demons potentially, as well as a room full of cultists. Yeah, some of my least favorite things. All right, so we've got living bones, cultists, and then the 4 types of demons. Cultists, living bones. And then the 4 types of elemental demons. Oops. No. All right. So all to level 7. Shuffle these up. First room has just cultists. Shuffle this as well. All right. Shuffle our decks. All right, we'll finish setting up the scenario when we get back. Like I said, we're just going to take a couple minute break real quick, refill water, refresh, everything like that. And then we'll dive into doing what may, well, at least until we start playing unlockable classes, this will probably be the only time we ever do a +4 difficulty scenario, just because we have this party, which is very strong. The other party will never be as strong as this party. Just a fact of the matter. So why will it not be as strong? I guess we can address that real quick. Well, first of all, we have the Tinker in the other party. So Themris isn't here to appreciate that joke so much, but it is true. No party with the Tinker will ever be as strong as some other parties can be. So that's point 1. Point 2 is while melee focused parties can be very good, and are especially very good at stuff like boss fights, it's not as easy to abuse the game with melee oriented parties as it is with ranged parties. Ranged parties just have the ability to play around with some dynamics of the game, which melee parties lack. So melee parties are just less flexible and more prone to taking damage and more vulnerable to a number of things. They do have some strength, certainly, like I said, boss fights and as well as summoners, theoretically. And obviously there can be some melee focused parties which are really, really strong. But generally speaking, I mean, like this one, neither of these classes are that inherently strong. So yeah, we'll do some +2 and certainly try some +3 when we play this party. But I don't think we'll ever get to +4 again before we start playing again with unlockable classes. Unlockable classes, we could definitely create some parties that can do +4 realistically. But yeah, so this should be pretty exciting. I'm really not confident in my ability to win. I would say at best it's like 50-50 to beat this scenario again. A scenario without summoners, I would say I'm over 50% with this party to win. But again, summoning scenarios, it's just so random. So at best I can say it's 50-50. All right, so let's cut the recording real quick.